Hey guys, yeah, welcome back in. Upside we go here for some of these once again. GME trying to bounce right now. We'll get back into that in just 1 second. Quick update on everything else before we do, including what a move downside it's been not only for the US dollar throughout the entire day today, but continuing right now. That's the dollar on a daily chart. Day lows coming into play right now, along with yields coming on the back of that CPI print this morning at 8:30 if you missed it. Across the board, downside. Outside of the month-over-month number, we did get basically in line with expectations. So finally, heading in the right direction here for inflation, it would appear. A couple of prints in a row anyways, outside of that PPI number yesterday, pointing in the right direction. NVDA, 3.5% on that inflation print this morning, trying to take out the highs right now on. Decent volume there for NVIDIA currently. That's how the overall S&P 500 is looking right now. Amazon downside to the tune of 1%. JP Morgan notably weak. Everything else not bad. Tesla downside as well, 1.4%. Disney standing out there, 2% downside, but everything else really, really green, including retail. We'll get into more earnings from this group coming up here in the next little while. Some of the pharmaceutical names back to the upside. Broadcom, AMD, NVIDIA also benefiting as far as chips are concerned. Google, Microsoft, Meta as well. Upside we go in a pretty big way off that print. Yeah, downside 20% for GME, but trying to take out the highs right now might be halted even. I don't have a level 2 in front of me. GME on a higher time frame chart did test higher initially this morning in the pre-market, and then it's just been straight downside ever since then. But yeah, a lot of overall, the market focused on bond yields, focused on interest rates, focused on inflation coming off that CPI print this morning. Again, if you missed it, really helping out the overall market. Full percent or more right now for both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Let's talk about these. What a day it's been. Once again, multiple halts throughout the morning on the way down. We do finally find a base here, guys, for GME around 32, trying to get higher right now, though.
Yeah, well, it is in fact halted to the upside. Just not a correction, but just it's halted at $38.84 as usual. I mean, we're not getting any early look on the tap imbalances. Basically, when it opens up, we'll see the goods. But GameStop went higher. AMC broke and then is pulling back a little bit, so not really flying during this halt just yet. I can tell you it was a much better short this morning than it was this afternoon. You guys can see that one as it's SSR. We talked about this. It's short sell restricted, and sometimes when you catch a bottom, when a stock is short sell restricted, you get that explosiveness. It looked like it was headed into VWAP, and then once it bounced right off of this 36 level, which was resistance, it went resistance to support and halt to the upside. I feel like if 40 goes, we're right back into the thick of things here with GameStop. Obviously, there's some other things running. I took one trade in that FFIE. I didn't even know that their thing was like $100,000. I don't know anything about the vehicle, but it was going ham and it had a double top break, so I just kind of took that. I have very little bit left in that one, but we'll let you guys know when GameStop opens up. I gave up just about everything. Some of it on Bed Bath & Beyond, sorry, BlackBerry, but then the rest of it on GameStop. We're up this morning, but then I went to short the same levels, and you can see what happened. I took multiple shots at that GameStop. I think you got to look long over VWAP. If it breaks 40, the squeeze is back on, I guess, with this thing. Oh, wow. Looked like it was dead for most of the morning.
Yeah, just started waking up around like 1:30-ish.
Like randomly.
I'm just looking at, because I'm almost out of Apple as Apple pulls back into the 200 period. I mean, I think we can actually buy this now that I look at it, now that it pulls back a little bit here. So let's get out there, breaking back down through 190.15. We had a great trade on Apple. We will talk, oh, we're talking about GME and AMC, okay. I'm just waiting. So we were just short here. I can zoom in and look a lot better. So many trades. But anyway, short here until we just broke right now back up to the upside. So it's a couple shorts, a couple outs, stopped out there at 30. No real stop outs here. A couple outs into there in 65s. Now breaking higher as we're just waiting. I mean, just waiting for GameStop to open back up. So the short obviously here has been wrong. We're still waiting for sort of like a big one up to 620 or something. Oh, GameStop's now open. So GameStop's now open, going to $40. So obviously watch both of these names as they start to dance around. I mean, if GameStop pulls back a little bit right there, that is 40. Those are some gapped levels that we had traded off of before. But right there, decent size showing up at 50. Is 50 going to hold or not? might be worth. We'll try a little short in AMC in case 50 holds, but watch out. There, oh wow, in case 50 holds.
Wow.
All right, well there goes my short on AMC. We'll punch out of that. As there it goes.
40 held.
40 held. Yeah, we're still in the short on AMC, but it didn't move. So sorry, that's Apple. Here's AMC pulling back a little bit. Let's take some profit as we get a little bit of a pullback now.
By the way, if FFIE fails $1, I'm punching out. I'm not shorting this. Sometimes I'd short a dollar level. I paid for locates on Faraday futures. That's what it's called. I paid for locates on Faraday futures, but I'm not looking to short this dollar level. It's way too strong into it, but I am going to take out the last of this long position. 40 held on GameStop on the offer. There was size there, so it looks like it could be pulling back, but this dollar level is going to be a big one. NVIDIA 948. So almost 950. It's getting close. I just saw 950 in the chat. Someone just put it in there. I look up and NVIDIA continues to go higher. Wow, the memes are running. If 40 breaks in GameStop, all you know what could break loose. But that brick wall was not penetrated.
Go. AMC's not even going down. We should have just stuck with GameStonk on that short fail there. I wasn't even on it. I was looking at it, but I was watching AMC because we had traded that so much more. AMC pulling back. I mean, this percentage-wise, it might actually be something similar. I don't know. But right now, it is getting a lot thinner and a lot more aggressive. These memes, oops, I guess I'll just zoom in. I don't know why I always take such a... On these charts, it's important to see. So there's the short that we just put on right now. So we're going to wait to see where this settles down, but definitely covering here, 8-9 cents in the money on AMC. Like, all of these shorts paid, but we kept waiting and waiting, and we never got that complete flush. Now, finally, we get a move up. So, the momentum's here to the long side, and I'm not trying to stand in front of this thing into the close. We talked about yesterday where the best trade might have been on AMC and GameStop after hours, and that turns out to have turned out to been right. So now we'll wait to see what happens here, as we'll hold the short a little bit for AMC, but I'm not like... thinking that this move is over by any stretch of the imagination. Nice volume spikes right into here around 550. So potential pullback to 550, I guess, would be something to expect here.
All right, there was this note about an hour ago on Baidu. Baidu in talks apparently with Tesla on using Tesla robotaxis in China. No reaction to that really from the stock itself. It's been pretty negative all day, 1.3% here into a positive 1+%. Kind of a day for the market. So just hugging 175 here, but kind of interesting if Baidu would do that.
Yeah, interesting look. I mean, they have their own development there for AI. We saw their Ernie chatbot, so good look for them reaching out. A couple of Tesla headlines today. There was more job cuts reported today. There was also a possible lawsuit by an environmental group for pollution at the Fairmont facility, Brendo. So we'll have to keep eyes on that.
Yeah, pretty flat, guys, ever since the open here, if you missed that move down.
I was just pointing out, like, since noon, Tesla has a 70-cent range since noon. Like, I took a few shots at it to the long side, off this level, didn't go, off this level, didn't go. It eventually bottomed out at 173. On the way back up, VWAP's been pretty good here. But, I mean, outside of, like, trading VWAP this afternoon, I suppose, like, 175 could be it. Tiger Global might be taking a position in Reddit. Remember, Reddit is adjacent to all of this, and obviously it's not the squeeze name that GameStop or AMC would be, but they do have like a fundamental business, which is actually generating solid revenues and all that good stuff. So if they start squeezing, Tiger Global taking a position seemingly in Reddit is the only story, but it's not really moving that much. But if this starts breaking out with the meme names, I kind of feel like it could have a little bit of staying power on its own. Don't sleep on them. We always forget about them in Robinhood.
All right, so Tesla right now, bang, 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 bang in the afternoon. Obviously, we talked about that 176 spot that we lost out on. But if you're looking right here, we are in the money now. We buy, like, look at this, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. So right now, we keep going to the upside. We did take a last piece out at 175.50. We still have a small piece, but that was pretty good. So now $1.70 in the money. I'm leaving this alone. I've got so much more interest right now in some of these meme stocks as we continue to watch this. Now 20 cents in the money on this AMC pullback a little bit. GME trying to give up the ghost down here at 37, but again, just held. 36.95 bottom. Potentially, like I said, a potential pullback to VWAP before maybe getting going again. So right now, get some more out here on some of these names as we watch out for them. But so far, so good here. I feel like GameStop coming down, and there's that Reddit news again. So, you know, another name to be on watch there. We looked at this at 50 on earnings, but Reddit right now, Tiger Global taking a stake, and that happens kind of all the time. So, yeah, right now we're just cruising with AMC, and then Tesla was a lot of stress early, but not too much stress late as we just picked up those bottoms and watched the market. Wow, how resilient is this market? Like anything to do with Fed or numbers or rates or anything like that, just go long because it doesn't seem to matter what the story is. I mean, we got a bad PPI. That was only bad for 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden it went right back up and took the level out and kept going up, and away. So, all right, let's go back over to the desk.
Brought to you by Blue Chew. Guys, remember when the good old days when you were always ready to go? Well, those days don't have to be over. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in convenient chewable tablets at a fraction of the cost. Sign up today. BlueChew.com. Use a promo code TraderTV. No awkward doctor's visits. No waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew tablets are delivered right to your door. Just pay $5 for shipping. BlueChew.com, TraderTV, promo code at checkout. Yeah, we were talking about big tech coming off that inflation print this morning. Tesla, meanwhile, just breaking downside pretty hard there, now 1.6%. Big tech in general to the upside coming off this inflation print. Again, if you missed it, anyone missed it this morning, better than expected CPI for April, finally moving in the right direction.
Yeah, that's helping all these big tech names really here save and accept. Amazon and Tesla with a bit of a tough day. NVIDIA knocking on the door of that $950 level again. Keep your eyes out on that. Apple was able to reclaim 190. We'll see if it closes above 190. It's right at the door right now, Brenda, 190.10, trying to hold that key $10 level.
I mean, you were just complaining that it was going down. I mean, it's 1.4% today.
I want more, Brenda.
I mean, it looks good. Looks good. 190, guys, for Apple.
Who were the people that voted for 200 on the? What was the result for the poll? First to 200, Tesla versus Apple. I know I voted for. You voted for Apple. I voted for Apple. I know some people voted for Tesla, which I didn't quite understand. But Obi doesn't like Apple, so Obi voted for Tesla in that particular case. I just heard him laughing in the back. But at the end of the day, I mean, Apple's doing everything right. We were talking about the AI releases for them are fantastic. Once you see the products that are getting brought up by OpenAI, like Google went up when OpenAI did their thing because it's like, well, theirs is going to be the same thing. And then Google had their event yesterday, and some of that stuff looked spectacular. They're all going to be very similar. But the truth of the matter is everyone's waiting around to get it on their device, and then they can go ham. You had the Apple trade today. So, I mean,
yeah, multiple Apple.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be big tech, but let's start with them, and then we can maybe talk about the chips. Because, I mean, Apple, we don't have chips on there, but I think Apple more aligns with the big tech, and chips are their own thing.
I'm almost going to short the NASDAQ up here too, but no, today's sticky note trade brought to you by myself, but there's the sticky note right there coming through. And again, like we had Apple on there, we wrote it down at 187, 187, 188, 187. So dipped into there, there's the 187s, there's the 188s. And I mean, honestly, like what else are we supposed to do? It seems like it was a decent trade anyways. Down there, we bought it, we got it back up, 188, 188.62. Then another out up there, 189. That's $2.50. And then we said, you know what? I should have just bought more actually right now. Instead, we got out because we were dealing with the AMC stuff. But right back into the 200, probably another buy. We smashed it with the most shares we did all day right here at 190. It never, although I heard Obi say, or Sharif said it went back down. It went, so it broke 190. It went down to 189.89, so 10 cents worth of a stop for Apple. It's not getting this guy out. And then all the way back up into 30s, 40s, 50s. My best out there, 60. We have another out, 52, and then we held 10% all the way back in to get out for still a 10-cent winner, but back to the 200 period moving average. So yeah, pretty good day overall on Apple. It is going to be the P&L #1 today. So it is what it is. No wrong trades on this one. It's just too bad that we didn't have only this because, as you can see right now, AMC's coming back down, but we gave the money back early that we made, just trying to be crazy here in the afternoon. But that was a good short back in on AMC right now. But Apple, yeah, great trade today. It's really the only big tech name I traded. We also traded Palantir, but that's not very big. Apple, AMC, GameStop, Palantir, Tesla. So again, today it's a sticky note kind of day for me as we just keep them all in there.
Yeah, I loved AMD today, and obviously,
AMD.
like during the morning, you know it was going to be another meme day for a couple of days in a row. That's where your focus was at 9:30. So you can't regret that because that's where the bread was buttered for, for multiple opens. And until that was not the case, that's where attention was going to be. So we didn't get the early dip buy. I mean, clear as day on AMD. It then started doing a nice trend to the upside, holding VWAP. There's like a nice consolidation long off VWAP. There's a breakout. Didn't have that. Then once you got to the calm down point, it pulled back in. I had a long off the previous high, scalped that, took the rest out to wait for another low, which was the right decision at the time. Got in, doubled in, was scalping it out. Looked like that was going to be it. In my mind, I'm like, okay, we're going to go zone. Took it out underneath 157, got up to grab lunch. I'm like, okay, let's shake it off. It's actually trend down, come back, and it was off to the races, and I didn't grab it. We'll get to the Chinese ADRs in a second. I was able to grab Alibaba a little bit later, but AMD, 4% upside. You know what NVIDIA is doing. It's up $948. They're both up 4%. AMD is now within, what is this, like $2 or $3 of the April top here on AMD, as there goes VWAP on AMC, finally.
Yeah, now we're finally.
GameStop's not there yet, though.
We're finally, there it is, let's go. A little bit of money coming back in now finally for AMC as now it's 50 cents in the money to the short side, whatever. Let's just keep going. I know there's a lot of you guys that are probably long this name, so I'm not, and it's gonna be hard to celebrate a short, but there it is right there. Nice move back in at 580, all the way back in now into the 200 period, take some more profit. We weren't bidding, we stopped bidding 50s, it drops into the 40s, we take more. Best outs now would be 15s, and then where we should probably think about going long back into the 20s. So let's put some bids to cover down there if we're lucky enough to get it, great. Put some 34s, put some like 25s. I don't know, just whatever. We'll watch that. I'm still mad that we missed that GameStop at 40, but maybe we go higher here coming up very, very soon, as a bounce off the 200 would not surprise me one bit. So yeah, good to go there. We do have a new position on board as well. Sorry, wrong one. It should be this one. It is the TQs. So right now we are short the market here. I like this trade. Let's see how low we can get now on the market again, coming up to 18.7. So we're just going to try to play off that. So here comes a push back down in for the NASDAQ. So we're back in here trading the futures as we quite often do.
All right, big day for we had Chinese ADRs up there. I mean, there was a couple of minor headlines. They didn't really do much overall today. Let's touch on crypto here real quick. 65,000 comes and goes once again for Bitcoin. Big breakout through number of weeks worth of resistance here for BTC. So a lot of these equities following suit here today for Bitcoin.
Yeah, Brendo, definitely. And Ethereum knocking the door of 3,000. We know that that's been an important level as well. It's about $9 off that level right now. Ethereum, great day, as you mentioned. MicroStrategy's up 10.33% right now, trying to break through that $1,400 and a third area. Mara also up well, 9.33% there. No specific crypto news or anything Bitcoin related, but we're assuming likely to do with the CPI.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, I mean, it's been a while, but Bitcoin moving along with inflation once again, it would appear.
Yeah, it seems like it. But the coin's having a great day off that $200 level, like right at I think it's late in the afternoon or early in the afternoon, the 200 level held, and then you get another bounce into the upside. Looks as if the trend down is going to have to wait a second after that 200 bounce. I'm still thinking if it gets up to the top of that little trend line, the 50 period, you got resistance in the 30s. So it's trying to break out as we speak. The market's at a top and pulling back a little bit. We've just taken 65. If it holds on to 216 here, I think you could get a ramp up. But I'd be looking for this trend continuation short in the upcoming days at that 230 level and that 50 period moving average. Just quickly, only because I'm on the bid of BABA in here. Let's start with the higher time. BABA, look, big pullback, holds on to the breakout price on the daily. So you get a bit of a recovery day for Alibaba today. essentially trend up the entire way. I didn't join it till it made this double bottom and then a consolidation higher. I'm trying to catch a bid on a dip buy. As with the Chinese ADRs, I say this almost every single time. If it's not pressing the high of the day, by say 3 o'clock, I probably bugger off and just hang on to what we have, stop trying to add to the position. But as long as there's time, you want to give these a chance when they're trending. So the Chinese ADRs tend to slow down in the last hour of the day, as you guys know, sometimes in the entire afternoon. But I don't see myself trading any of the crypto names necessarily. But it is worth mentioning that Coinbase, I'm going to be setting an alert for this getting to like the 230 level, because I think it kind of flipped the trend. And if it fails that level, as long as we're not some all-time high on Bitcoin, that could change, in my opinion, really quick if that were the case.
Yeah, that'd be incoming here, all-time highs soon, but not today, not today. Okay, so right now, SMCI, there's a lot of people talking about it on the chat. Congratulations if you're along this one. Wow. You've never had to look back today. I mean, this pink line is the 50-period moving average. I mean, this is why we put it on there. We talked about this back in the day with the Stockfather, and I talked about it with him about it on the daily chart. Then I started using it on the minute chart. And since then, now it's been really adopted on this sort of a chart. So, you know, nice move all the way up. If you're long SMCI, I mean, watch out for 925 or so coming through right into there. So 925 or so for SMCI. So great look there today. 910. 890, like well above, all the lines pointing up. SMCI continues to go today, obviously on the back of some NVDA and on itself. So 13% for SMCI. So talk about a levered opportunity there. That is what that is. And NVIDIA, wow, all the way back to 946. This thing had a bearish tone to it because we pulled back into bear territory when we went from 968 down to 770. It fell down 22%, only to be now up 22% roughly, right back to those highs again. So, hey, if anyone was like, oh, NVIDIA never goes down, I mean, it went down 22%. So remember what we talked about? Having cash on the sideline, you see a name you like go down 22%. I mean, that's a buy opportunity, right? So I've been doing that with PanW. You saw me do it with Alibaba. You saw me do it with Apple. We did not do it with NVIDIA, but that would have been fantastic for that. But May 22nd is the play. So we'll wait to see here what comes May 22nd. For NVDA is the earnings report.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah, we're out of AMC right now.
Obviously.
And just waiting for another one of those ramp ups or a move down so we can start to think about getting long again. So right now, just sitting in the TQs, which is really printing for us in Tesla. So, I mean, so far so good here. Good little take on the futures right now. I know there's some of you that are futures traders. We call futures around here the Widowmaker. But we don't have any futures traders solely on the trading floor at all. So right now we're just going to stay with this. We're going to try to watch out for the TQs, take it to the downside right now, as I've done well on the futures lately. Let's see if we can keep it going. But again, getting out at the high of the day. If this breaks 63.60, then we'll get out. So watch out for this. Here we go. It's the futures, and we're trying to see about a short here into the close, although the market is up quite nicely here today. So just be careful, but lots of opportunities.
All right. We'll wrap up with Plug Power here. 1.9% downside. It faded that move initially this morning as well. 375, 380 was the high out of the gate this morning. 2 days in a row here with a pretty good headline. Remember, I mean, I just checked again. Remember, this one also has 27% of the float shorted. So.
And you feel that. You feel like some of these traders are looking for the heavily shorted names. So many names have come up that have higher short floats, and I'm pretty sure not by accident. But with respect to Plug Power, yesterday they get $1.66 billion from the federal government for their hydrolyzer engine. Today they announced that they're getting into the medium-duty fuel cell electric trucks. So these are basically fuel cell electric vehicles that take hydrogen to charge the batteries rather than power the engine. Let's see how they do.
I mean, again, there's a ton to look at this morning out of the gate this morning, but straight southbound this morning out of the open for Plug.
Well, if Plug's got you down, then the stock to probably watch this afternoon, or at least the one that has been the one to watch this afternoon, is Faraday Futures. I always want to say future Faraday for some reason, but it's Faraday Futures. Doesn't matter. FFIE, 200%. It almost made it to $1. I did mention if it failed at $1 in front of $1 again, I would get out of the long. That's just because of the psychological level that a buck is. It is what it is, but look what happens when it gets to $1. The last time it was here, it failed a buck and never looked back. So it's not just $1. This is a bag holder du jour type level as well. So if it does start to pull back, break of 85 could take you into like 70, 75. I think that would be the dip zone. If it holds on to 85 here, I think there could be a nice little rubber band trade here in FFIE. There was just a note on DraftKings, and it's still accelerating through on DraftKings, the highs.
All right.
Well, it was anyways.
Yeah, DraftKings. All right, we'll try. We're long now, GameStop, trying to break through 36.50 again. So I said we would see if we had a little bit of a opportunity to go here. It seems like, again, this is taking the shot. So let's take a shot, right? So we're long GameStop right now. Here it goes. Take advantage always on a little bit of a bump up. So right now we'll go 30 cents in the money. We'll take out, hopefully we can get out at 20% of this. If we just get one more push up, there we go. We're at 89s. Did we get it? Yes, we did. So a nice little move up to 89s. We'll take that, fill out a quick 30 cents there on 40 cents, sorry, on GameStop. And then we want more. So that's early. We'll wait now maybe 38s and change. You know, we did fail up there at 40. So let's see if GameStop can get going. Here we go. We have joined the party right now. So hopefully we can get some nice long side trades here for GameStop. There it goes, breaking 37. Nice move up. I mean, we just executed this trade. We said that we were going to do this, so now let's see. I don't know about diamond hands because there's another profit spot right there. DJ Khaled right there. Another run for GameStop. Hopefully, let's see if it can get back up to the upside. We'll just take out a small piece there at 37.25. Make 75 cents. You know, and now we'll go back down. Well, we won't go back down, but our out was always going to be 36. So 50 cents. So there's the first piece, there's the second piece. Now let's wait. Maybe now let's just put an offer at 39. I mean, here now we're $1 in the money, so we'll spin $1. Right, it's pretty good, you know, pretty good. Again, we don't have any capital issues, so the amount of shares is sort of just what it is. 38.70. Here we go. Now more than Neil, $1 in the money as we continue to go upside right now. We did get out of our AMC, which was a great short and cover right there. So we covered basically at the bottom, which was pretty good. Now we just wait to see what happens with GameStop. As we go higher and higher here, apparently. So good take up to 37.50. So far there, just $1, but I'm looking for a bit more.
Yeah, that VWAP bounce looking solid. The other, it's not just VWAP in there, as Sean's pointing out. That 36 lines up, keep it on the chart for a second, that lines up triple bottom and resistance. So resistance to support, to Ramp City, potentially. It has broken the trend, and it's SSR today, so keep that in mind. The short side of it can't hit it down as easily as they could. Yesterday, obviously.
We got reloaded on the queue.
The other thing I'm into, we said we'd take a shot at future Faraday futures if it came down into the 70s. It did. It just popped to 78. I got it back through 80. So long in this one at the 80 level. Actually, I have 80.7 whatever, so it rounds up to 81. Looking for it to push back into the 90s, well, mid 80s and then the 90s. If it gets to $1, that would be pretty strong. Like a triple top break of $1, I would think that's going to be its own trade, and I'd be looking for that breakout trade. But that's to get. It has to get there first. You know, kind of getting ahead of ourselves.
Here we go.
Oh, wrong chart. We're still on.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, good, because here goes the TQs. Nice little move to the downside right now, over 10 cents, trying to take some more profit out on a reloaded level right there. So, yeah, I didn't realize it was on that chart either. But we just took a piece out there at 35. Good reshort there for this, as we'll still wait out for GameStop. Only out of 40% of GameStop, looking for higher. Our out is 36. If we break 36, we're gone on this one. But it's the market that's making it sing a little bit here.
Yeah, the market's definitely coming. If you want to look at why the market's coming into the downside, there was just a top made on a couple of big names here. One of them, which is, I don't know if it's the strongest of the Mag 7, that's not NVIDIA, but Meta just made a big wick top at 482.5. The other one, which I have my eyeballs on for a short trade, is Amazon. Amazon's been under a little bit of pressure lately, lower highs all the way through. It just failed underneath 185. I like the trend down. If you were to draw a trend line, it looks, I mean, there's a dirty trend line for you, but essentially it's holding the trend to the downside despite VWAP. So I like this one for the fade in front of 185. If we've made a top, I'd rather be short something that is weak The market's up 1.5%. Amazon is down 1.25%. So looking for the short in Amazon back into the 185 zone. It looks like it's starting to come back in here. Not really paying as much attention to AMC as I was before. I'm still on the bid of BOBA as the market's coming in, but BOBA doesn't care. BOBA just going higher. I'm probably going to cancel that bid. I don't think we get Alibaba unless it's a breakout of the high of the day, unfortunately. We're going to have to sit that one out. I should have been more aggressive earlier, but I thought we'd get VWAP. A lot of times you get VWAP in the middle of the day. I was in at 80. We jumped out at 78 on FFIE. The only other level I'm going to like is down around VWAP on this. Don't want to fight it too much. I still want a shot to go long into one, but we need to see it start curling again. The successful trade was just a breakout trade. And the next breakout doesn't set up till you get to the even dollar. And I think that's going to be a very, very crowded trade. A lot of people want to be there. It doesn't mean you don't take it, though.
All right, so what goes up must come down. Here comes GameStop all the way back to the downside. So right back into the level that we were long at. Let's still see if it holds. I mean, you can't just give up on these names once it comes back in. So we already did take, again, we took $1 there, or sorry, 75 cents and 50 cents. So we will wind up losing 50 cents if it breaks 36, and then that will be the end of that trade if it does break it, because we're here to try to see if it does have some juice back into it. We did take some more out of the Qs, of course, as we talked about that. And let's just wait to see if GameStop can hold now. I do have an out for Tesla. If Tesla breaks, basically VWAP again, so down into here, into 50s, break low. That wick is 40, but I'm not really that concerned about that wick there. I mean, if it happens again, it happens again. We'll already be out before then. So look, let me put another bid down here on the triple Qs again. And we're just playing 3 times the leverage in this. So if the market does tank, we'll have hopefully an even bigger winner than normal. So right now, TQ is up 4% with what a nice day it's been here. Just times that by 3, and you should roughly get that. So now we'll wait to see a nice little downside push here in the TQQs. That's for sure. There we go. We get a 35 fill as well. So, I mean, like I said, futures is definitely a little tougher to trade. What I was saying from just, you guys might be trading futures, but from the experience that I've had around here. Right now, here we go. Nice little move back upside now for GameStop. Debating taking the dollar this time at 37.50, but my offer right now for GameStop is 38.70. Why exactly 38.70? What is that? This? Yeah, so it's right into here, right into that halt. So just a little before then, we'll see if we can get out, but let's see if we can actually make a decent trade here and hold on to the long. We've already got, I mean, honestly, this will go right back into P&L land right now, maybe even near the high side as we get faith in our trades and go short the market against 18.7, right? So again, something pretty simple to do. We've looked at daily charts for this a lot. There it is right there. We just come back to early March, I guess, when we were past at highs. So right there for the TQQs, we came right in again into these levels. So this is exactly the reason why we're short right here, in case there's a little bit of a pullback. And there has been, so we're taking advantage of that and getting some more out as we now only have 40% left. So we'll hold, and now we'll let it roll and see if it wants to take out this 50 period, which it's doing, and then hopefully a little bit more downside after that.
Yes, sir. And just for those that are like, oh, you guys didn't talk about Mara, I had no crypto trades today and didn't mean to gloss over it, but Coinbase I had some thoughts about this morning. That's why I went over that one. But Mara, 10% up. It's really going. It's much more impressive than Coinbase, no questions about it. It is near the top end of the range on the daily. I don't know why I have 22 marked off. I'm sure I had a really good reason for marking off 22, but I'm just going to get rid of this line. I'm sure it mattered like back in the day that I put it in there, but this is $21 that it has a chance to get to. It's in a huge supply zone where it rejected previously. The good news for them, A, Bitcoin above 65,000, B, the worst of it after the halving seems like it's already come in and Mara's making a bit of a bottom. My gut, like on Coinbase, my gut's been telling me to go short if it gets the resistance. I think I'd feel the same way about Mara if it presses another dollar into 21. It's just my 2 cents. And there was a question about Oracle after they got the good news. Yesterday, Oracle had a bit of a bump. Do we think it can have some sustained upward press? I mean, the market's at highs. This just broke the bottom, just held the 50 period. Like you got this higher lows, rounding bottom after a little bit of a downward push, and it's holding the overall trend. My answer would be, yeah. I mean, I'm already in this one, and the chance to buy it off the 200 period, which is where I bought every single stock that I liked, was there. Oracle was not one of them. I'll admit that. It was Google was the first one, I believe. Apple had done it like a while ago. PanW was one that hit it. But Oracle probably should have been a buy off the 200 period now that I look back at it, but hindsight's 2020. It's above the 50. I think the trend looks really good on Oracle at this moment. What's wrong with Amazon? I don't know. I just know that I missed a short there, the Piper. So I'm not going to chase it. If it pops back in, I mean, VWAP's still right in here. If it comes back into VWAP, I'm not going to chase it that far, but if it comes back to VWAP, we can try to pick some up. They were already weak, and one more that has been weak all day and close to breaking the bottom, ARM. At no point has this looked, I guess there was one moment at 10 o'clock when you could have, 10:09, when you could have gone long and looked pretty good. But here is a triple bottom. It's 112.50. This would be a flat bottom break on ARM, down 3.5%. It rejected almost that 120 level from the daily.
All right. We're going to, which a lot of you probably like to see here, we'll just keep quiet a little bit here and let our trading speak for itself. I mean, there's the TQs heading back down into the downside right there. We talked about putting a decent amount of shares on there. We even got reloaded, so we wound up getting double the shares. So we are starting to cover a little bit more. We just got a 20, we just got a 30. It went down as low as 28s. Now I'm only in now 25%. Wish we were in more. I bid 25s there as well. We'll wait to see where it comes in, where it comes out. Tesla may come out pretty soon. GameStop is like trying to make a little bit of money back here. And right now, I just have to sit because it's just doing its thing again, where we're barcoding, we're trying to figure it all out. Again, if you sort of scan this barcode, I think you get one free game at GameStop there, at least a digital rental. But right now, yeah, we're trying to figure this out, and it's just kind of hovering right here. So we like the break of 36.50 because we thought we had a bottom there of 36. So until something changes, I'm not changing, so we're going to wait till 36 to break, but I'm also not averaging in, because if you average in, like let's just say it comes back to 36.50 and I'm like, okay, I'll take some more. Well, then if you're wrong and it breaks down lower, then I sort of squash these profit spots right there. So I'm just going to wait for it to go. I've been very impatient, as you guys know, with a lot of these names. We don't give it enough juice all the time. I'll take like $1 or $2 winner, although yesterday we took a $14 winner. But, so I guess I just kind of go back on what I'm saying. I guess I do have some patience with this. So let's try to put our patience hat on again today. Definitely not very patient with it, but we'll see if we can get going back to the upside. Thank you, Mr. Randy. Wasn't sure if you were gone yet. City of Toronto. Toronto. Man, that PWHL team better win tonight, because I don't really even want to go to the game on Friday. We're so freaking busy all the time now. Oh my God.
Friday.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
Friday.
I think they're going to win. I mean, they've been.
Yeah, they're in Minnesota. It's 2-1. Montreal was the second-ranked team, and they lost to Boston. So it's going to be Toronto-Boston if they win again.
See Team Canada? What the heck were they doing?
Yeah, it's because their captain is Tavares or something. That's the first problem.
Team Canada blew like a 6-goal lead. They won it in overtime, but it's like
it was 6-1.
6-1. But to actually have a 6-1 game go to 6-all.
Canada versus Australia.
I don't think they'd never given up more than like 2 goals.
I guess my daughter could make that team after all.
Never know, man. Oh, Canada, let's go. Let's go Robin Hood as well. What up, Randy? He's got He's got the buzz cut. I need to do that this summer.
Yeah, he went to Halim. To Halim, my guy Halim.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Robin Hood, double top, maybe triple top, depending on how you want to look at it, because there was a level up here. Maybe like 15 cents lower. It's trying to take out yesterday's high. And if it's going to do so, remember, you've got crypto names that are running higher here. I know this has been associated with the meme stocks, Robinhood, a little bit, but remember, it's going to run also with crypto. So I think if it can sustain this, you're above 65,000. If you happen to go up on the meme stocks, great. If it can make the break, I do like it. ARM still hasn't broken down. You just see it pop in. Oh, it just bounced 25 cents off the bottom. It was at 112.51 for that flat bottom break. It was 1 cent away from, obviously, a couple of cents away from triggering. Now it's made a little bit of a bounce. If it breaks through, I just think there's so much room down under, and it's already a weak name that we want to get into it. But Hood's in the other direction for sure. If it does break that high, we're going to get it. I just got Amazon, but we're shorting that into VWAP. No breakout trade here. No flat bottom break, no flat top break here. Just shorting this back into VWAP. Amazon has been trend down the entire time. If I draw the trend line back, obviously it's moved down a little bit to the 80s, so we'll give it into that range. Some other things moving apparently. Parabolic says Holo is going. GME level 2. I've seen people put like massive size on GME.
Massive.
From time to time. I'm not saying there's anything right now, but I don't see anything on level 2 of GME that's out of whack. We'd let you know if I saw like a gigantic order somewhere. There's a couple thousand here or there, but I haven't seen any massive orders sitting at a resistance level on GameStop.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm just honestly, I sort of told you the kind of mood and mode that I'm in right now, and that is just, let's just chill out a little bit here. So we do have GameStop trying, like I'm trying not even, don't look directly at the stock right now. If I was just doing something funny, Ramin, I was doing like this, don't look directly, okay. Who do we have coming on? Oh, I guess. Okay, so I was going to say I'm trying not to look directly at the stock right now because the more I see a dollar winner, the more I'm thinking about like, why am I even holding on to this thing anymore on GameStop? So for right now, we are getting ready to, you know, I'm at 37. I'm at 37.80. So if we can get a couple bucks on this one, I feel like that is the right trade for me on that play. So we're going to wait to see if we can get that coming out very, very soon, but that's a GameStop trade. We bought this bottom there. We were short, man, and then we got stopped out. So right now we took out 40%. We're waiting, but look at that, 30. Basically, it just failed at 38 again, potentially putting an order there in and around 38 to solve our little problem there with GameStop. But for right now, it's trying to go back up. Remember where our stop is, 38.70. Excited to see if that one can come in. Tesla, baby, that's $1.50 in the money. And again, tried to go long early. Failed it out, waited for a bottom. I just feel like patience is so key, and we just have to have a little bit more of it. And in the big trade this afternoon, of course, that we put on, and I've only traded 5 or 6 names today, so it's been like really calmed down, is right here, the TQs. We just shorted into here, the high of the day against 18.7 on the NASDAQ. So for me, completely comfortable, completely in the right zone here, and ready to rock and roll. So, hey, I hope you guys have some of these trades on board as the TQs coming back up. We're going to get short again, but now above 50, because I want to give it to the day's high of 57. So let's give it a little higher than that. The market wants to rally, fine, but I want to punch it in the face if it comes back upside and get a little shorter on that one. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now as they pull back in. And again, it doesn't look like GameStop wants to give the juice to us. Maybe we should put it out in and around this 37.50. You know, let's wait. I don't want to be like this YOLO guy all the time. So
sometimes you got to sip the
wait.
juice because there's more than enough to go around on GameStop. That's a little bit of a shout out to the movie Juice, which I'm a huge fan of. That's one of my favorite. It's probably the best Tupac movie. He wasn't in a lot, but he was definitely fantastic in that bad boy. Remember that Reddit news, Tiger Capital? Yeah. I guess they cared, after all, about that, because as I'm looking for Robinhood to break out the top, spoiler alert, Robinhood hasn't broken out the top yet, Reddit is gone, and it just broke 59. It was a very delayed reaction. I feel like this was right in around here, maybe like 40 minutes ago that news hit, 35, 40 minutes ago, and now it's starting to go through that 59, through that 60, and still going higher. You get the best of both worlds here because it's gotten a meme push, so it can follow them, and then like we said, on top of that, hey, there's something of a business that is investable in the long term, at least most people would say. So the 60 level looks pretty good. Let's go to the higher time frame here. Robinhood, 3 cents, 5 cents away from a breakout. I don't know that I love this break at 60. There's kind of nothing going on here. If it gets through 61, that's spicy. So I'd have to look at a dip buy if we're trading this. That would be somewhere back in where it broke out the second time, 59, quarter, something along those lines. The only new position for me was Amazon, short off of VWAP here. We're going to look to do some scalp trading on the way to hopefully the downside, and it continues that trend in. I'll let you know if Robinhood pops in, but that's slowly grinding toward that high. Yeah, you pick one, pick the other. When I saw no reaction to the news on Reddit, I was like, let's look somewhere else. And then the delayed reaction sometimes works. You never really know. You know, it's like a news hits the wire, the right person maybe tweets it out later or retweets it, and then suddenly you get a big power move. Also on watch, of course, is going to be NVIDIA at $950. Look, if AMD hasn't made a fresh high and NVIDIA's taking $950, I'm going to look to sympathy get into AMD. That's the one I've been trading today. But let's get to it. We have our guest of the day. Let's go to the desk with Brennan.
All right, we have Tag Oil back with us once again this afternoon, second time on the show, $115 million market cap oil company. They're currently focused on drilling their unconventional resource play in the western desert of Egypt. Tony Pierce is the CEO of the company and is back with us once again this afternoon. Good to see you, Toby.
Hi, Brendan. How are you?
Fantastic. Let's touch on this new well. Congratulations, by the way, on successfully completing. It's a multi-stage hydraulic fracking process of this latest well. Tell us a little bit about when we can expect results from this.
Sure. Yeah. No, we're very excited about the well. Any day now. So we should be putting out a press release in the next 48 hours. And that will have the flow rates and how the well is performed, what we plan to do with it in the near term, et cetera.
For anyone who's maybe a little unfamiliar with this, it's an unconventional resource play. Can you break down a little bit what that means if anybody's hearing that for the first time?
Sure. A lot of your viewers probably know about the Permian Basin, the Eagle Ford Basin in Texas. This is quite similar, but it's in Egypt. So we're targeting rock that has the oil in it. It's tighter, but it needs fracking to unlock it.
So if we look at the advantages that the company has here, including existing infrastructure nearby, talk a little bit maybe about how that's going to streamline getting the well into production and quickly and effectively.
Yes, so we benefit from having a large facility in place. It can handle 25,000 barrels of fluid per day. It's connected by pipeline to the coast, and we can readily truck oil to that facility, and certainly have done so in our vertical well and our horizontal well.
So if we look at the area in general as a whole, the company estimates $420 million worth of contingent resource value from RPS. What does that number tell you as a whole from that area?
Sure, that's based off of 20 wells and the initial field development plan that we submitted. RPS audited that the acreage we have. We see many more locations beyond the 20 locations. So we expect that 420 million US number to grow over time as we exploit more oil locations.
Yeah, the company has a second well planned for later this year. Sounds like you're ramping up exploration across the board here. Any specific areas within your existing acreage, or are we looking outside of this?
No, we're very much focused in and around the area where we drilled our first horizontal well. We see exceptional results, higher than expected permeability and porosity. So we're quite excited about the area we're in. We'll concentrate there.
If we look at the rest of the year here, Toby, give us an outlook here for investors. What do we have to look forward to for the rest of 2024 here for Tag Oil?
Well, beyond the flow results, we should have a longer-term production test. We will be bringing back on a vertical well that was suspended. We are looking at several different acquisitions. We may be in a position to announce either of those in Q2, Q3. We'll be drilling an additional horizontal well, at least one this year. And there should be a number of other news events that come.
TAO on the TSX Venture Exchange here in Toronto, TAOIF for our friends south of the border, OTCQX Exchange. Toby Pierce, CEO of Tag Oil. Great to see you once again.
Thanks very much, Brendan. Have a great day.
Coming on there, Toby, and like a professional CEO, he's not gonna toot the.
Well, they have the release coming. They had the release coming.
Yeah, no, I'm just not gonna toot the whole horn of what the chart's been doing in the last. Since the start of the year, because effectively we talk about trends. Well, pull it up right here. Here's TO. Those are higher lows and lower highs. If we can get there, we go. Nope. Oops. Yeah, higher lows and lower highs. And what was the lesson of the day today in the midday? They've been talking about moving average crosses. The golden cross just happened. I'm not making this up. This was the lesson of the day. You guys can go back. They've been talking about moving average crosses for whatever you like. The 50 over the 200 is probably the most common of the bullish crosses. So there's your trend. The trend is your friend till the end when it bends, as Obi would always say. So thank you very much there. We don't mind showing a nice, pretty looking chart. We like when things trend to the upside. And Amazon trends to the upside, but the market's pulling back here. So I know the Q's trade has to be doing well, gotta be, because we just pulled back in from VWAP. And again, sometimes in the afternoon you're trading a range. So this is, you're not gonna be that creative with it. VWAP is at 184.55. The bottom of this is 184 even. So it goes into VWAP, short, takes them out first leg, takes them out 184, and then hold for a bit of a breakdown, and then rinse and repeat. The difference with Amazon to a host of other names like Meta and Apple and NVIDIA is this is negative on the day, and it's holding a downward trend, so that's why I wanted to short it. Still, I mean, at this point, Robinhood, with the market pulling back a bit, it's pulled back, so just going to cancel that breakout trade. Kind of want breakouts when the market is strong. If we're to run the top while we're in a bit of a pullback, I don't know how much I would like it. So ring the register on Amazon. Look for another play to the south side. Might be that I can short a pop in arm instead of a break of the low. So I might just jump back and say, why not just short it at this lower high at 113.5 on arm? It's also clearly trending down and down 3%. Into a strong market. I mean, ARM down 3% when NVIDIA and AMD are up 3.5 each. I'd say it's not having a good day.
Yeah, we're still at 75 cents in the money on GameStop as it just keeps on bouncing back and forth here. So we want to still be able to trade this name, but I may just get another piece out right now. If we can get 37.50, maybe it could be a good trade. We still want to go higher on this. I mean, we can do that still. So, why don't we just do that? Let's put something out there, get a piece out right now. Again, if we could just get out in and around there, we'll cancel. Actually, we can keep our 38.70. Let me cancel it anyways. So if we can get back, if we can take a little piece off right now into this area again as we just dance around, I think we're coiling up to go again. So that would be something. The last time we sort of broke out from this level, we went all the way up and then exactly halted at 39 bucks. So yeah, is there some pedigree to, there we go. Okay. Now, no, I'm just joking. We're not going to hit that. We're going to get on that bear because here we go. It's GameStop, baby. And let's go. Let's ride with the apes right now. It feels a lot better when you're long on some of these names because you're not fighting as often as you tend to be the other way around. What wound up scaring me, though, honestly, when I was looking at this trade was this. I was like, why is AMC just trending all the way back into this level again? I thought maybe AMC was going to break, which brought me to even open up GME. Remember, I was like, please don't look at GME. Well, we started looking at it, and then I got like, oh my God, we should be getting out. But right here, there it is again. It is now a $2 winner, hopefully, on GME, as we just got to 38, what was that? 38.20s. So there it is, 38.20s, nice little move upside for GME. So hopefully we can start going on that right now. So far, so good. I didn't realize it because I was listening to our guest there. We went all the way back to 175 there. And I think it was a little bit before the guest, but way up there to 175 on Tesla. It did bounce around again before this move back. So we'll get a piece out at 175. It just bounced off our bottom there. So far, so good. Come on, GameStop. Here we go, baby. Back through 38. We've got this one on. This could be a clip it moment. We're down there at 36. We just went long. Take a couple pieces out. How far can we go? Maybe up to 40 and maybe longer than that. Right now, $1.70 in the money. Now for GameStop, as we're back on it, baby. Nice long there, 36. Let's see if we can get going. Consolidation. We talked about a possible break. I wish we didn't take that out at 37.50 there, but we did. Now we're getting back up. We still got 40% of this trade on. Honestly, looking for 40. 39.50, here it comes. Let's not even get out. Let's let this thing halt to the upside. So here we go. Let's see if we can start breaking higher right now. Hey, it's now a $2.30 winner now on GameStop as we start to go breaking through $39 now on GME. Let's get going and see where we can go back up to the upside. There it is. Am I roaring kitty? No, Killer Cam. I am Trader TV Sean. You can go find me everywhere. But you are right, though. Often imitated, but never duplicated.
Never, ever. Ever?
Roaring kitty.
And that guy, he did tweet again. But I mean, again,
did he?
It is what it is. He's basically, Roaring Kitty, you know what's up. He's been tweeting.
This guy's been tweeting all.
He's been tweeting, but that last turn was actually on. The timing almost lines up. When it was bouncing off of VWAP that last time, it was just when he put out some new thing. It's like some Jim Carrey from Me, Myself, and Irene, I think is the name of the movie. So he's been doing video clips. That was the latest one, and it happened to coincide with the bounce, and it's been riding those waves. That wall at 40, if it breaks, that was the halt level this morning. Actually, and I'm going to slap the fail on myself for the fact that I lost short. And really, if I'm looking back, it's like, why was I shorting this level when it was 40 was the original price? And so I short this because it's the most recent level. But if you waited for 40, 40 was it. So that's me not zooming out enough, which is my own mistake. Just got Reddit and Amazon reloaded. Okay, so I just got a reload on Amazon here at VWAP. This is the third time that we've had it. Want to make sure we're getting on the bid. I mean, if we're breaking out from here, obviously the market has. It's been strong the entire way. If the market takes out highs, I do feel as if Amazon can get back up to 185 in a hurry. So we're going to keep scalping this as many times as we can. Faraday Future does not seem to want to get back up to that dollar level at all. Alibaba's not doing much. We did just jump into Reddit. And one of the first available dip in Reddit, it did not get down to 59. It dipped, held on to 59.5. So I'm long in the consolidation. Either it holds a consolidation or not. If it breaks, I look for something in and around VWAP. Reddit, a bit adjacent, again, to the meme names, but the story was that Tiger Capital took a stake. The volume spike and then the breakout. It doesn't hurt that you have the memes going, but this is going up right now on different news, so looking to play the top. If it pulls all the way back in, VWAP's a play as well for me on Reddit.
Again, thank you so much, Killer Cam, or whatever your name was there in the chat. Yeah, the timing of that was pretty good, but again, we could have got 36s a couple times. It came back in a couple times for that trade. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it for sure. We'll still sit here and watch. We are going to get out now, though, at 39.50 or so if we do get back up to the upside. Let's play one more momentum break higher there, and then if we can get that, then let's get it, and then maybe go long if we break 40 again, because I still want to be in this for if and when it does halt. You know what? Maybe this could be something really good here into the close. 39, 39.40. You just want to hold this for a 40 break. Let's just cancel that. I'm going to cancel my 39.30. You watch what's going to happen. It's going to go to 39.30 in turn, but that's okay. We want to see a 40 break. So if we can get that 40 breaker on GME, then of course we'd be really happy with that. So let's have a quick look to see where that could get us. If we break 40, I mean, then it's 42, I feel like. And then we did have some quote problems earlier this morning. We sort of hinted at that a little bit. So for right now, yeah, I'll just get another source, but for right here, it looks like 42 or 43 looks like a decent top if. And there's the out. So we don't have it, but there's the out right there. It just went to 39.50 again. You could have had that out. I did not take it. I hope that's not the mistake here, but there's a nice move all the way up to 30. We were at 39.30. It just goes to 39.50 again and stops and then pulls back in. So, you know, trying to see. That would have looked nice there, though, right? I mean, there was our out. We could have took it. Now it's trying to fall back in. So, maybe a mistake one more time. Let's just see it go again. And, yeah, a little bit of a mistake there. That's okay. We're out of 60. Sorry, what am I talking about? 3 outs, 2 left. So we're out of 60%, right, of this trade so far. So let's see if GameStop gives it one more shot up there at 39.50.
As that goes up, I mean, you can note that it's above VWAP. It's trending higher all afternoon. Since that same top, that 40 top on GameStop, AMC's trending in the other direction. So one's higher highs and higher lows. This one's lower highs and lower lows. If we get to 40 and fail again, I feel like the short's not in. I mean, you can short GameStop, but I think it's in AMC the way this is going. GameStop looks like the strong one, and AMC looks like the weak one. And whenever that's the case, if we get to a 40 failure, it gets there and prints it and dumps down, or any kind of a big move down in GameStop, which it might even be trying to do. I'm gonna just take it off of VWAP. Every single pullback, I think, is gonna be scalpable on AMC. I just got out. Third time wasn't the charm on Amazon. Just got on the offer. Remember, you have to offer to get into AMC shorts and GameStop shorts. You can't just punch in. That's just the way it is when it's SSR. Third time, not a charm on Amazon. Eventually, with the market at the high, like, you can go for that breakdown. But if the market doesn't break down, eventually you are going to get a move up, and then I'm going to back off until it sets me up with another level. That could be 185.5. It might be nothing at all. But I just waited on the offer for AMC. And as long as 40 holds, I think this can be a nice trend down. This is on the New York, but Amazon almost on the NASDAQ. There we go. So as long as we're underneath VWAP, that'll be the first leg. If we break this and we're still under 40, then I would try to short it off this high at 575. Just playing the price action, and it seems relatively weak as far as I'm concerned compared to that GameStop. It's just they're almost opposite looking charts since about 130 or so, 140. Since that halt up on GameStop, it's basically opposite looking charts. GameStop is holding that line, and you have lower highs here forming on AMC. I've canceled that Robinhood breakout, by the way.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for being here again today. If you guys can hit the like and the subscribe, make sure you get on that right now. Let me see how many people we have watching right here. We don't have a poll for this afternoon. Oh, look here, hit that like, refresh this thing, because I still don't get all this. My Chrome is still messed up, all this formatting here. All right, let me go see how many people are watching this. Wow, really fast computer here. There is 4,000 people watching right now. Thank you so much for doing that. Hit the like and the subscribe. 288 likes, okay. Hit that like, subscribe, and let's get going on this one right now. Hey, there's Kyle Burdett. Hey, what's up, my guy? Right there in the chat as we'll push that away, and thank you for hitting the like and the subscribe. And we're just still excited about the trading here today. I mean, I feel like it's been a really great day. No matter what your style of trade, there's been a lot of opportunities for you, both sides, whether or not you're trying to short some of these meme names, long. I mean, right there, we just talked about that 39.50 area. That would have been a great short, and here it comes pulling back one more time. And then we did highlight, and the reason why we were, and I know Neil just talked about it, but remember when we were all the way down here, this is why I was like, okay, AMC's at this level, so we got to make a decision now. And then GameStop and AMC both popped up off of that level. I am trying to buy a little bit more at 37 maybe. That's where the 50-period moving average is in case we do come back in just a little bit, and then I'm just watching out for that 36. If that breaks, then we can easily get out of this trade, and that's what we will do. So hey, buddy. Hey, what's up, Kyle? Do I do Bitcoin? Yeah, I do Bitcoin. 65.7 right now for Bitcoin, but I don't do it today. All right.
We usually trade IBIT just for,
yeah,
just to be clear.
So the TQs, again, 30s. I mean, this has been a great trade. Our best outs are right into here. Actually, my best out is 29s, 30s. So hopefully we can get a dip down in this as well. It's been relatively uneventful here, but we are now heading into the power hour. Look, I wish more was happening. We're still long on Tesla. This is kind of still in that pocket right now. If we can get back upside, we'll take that out near 175. Palantir, we had that early, but I mean, again, not much going on here as we had the long and then got stopped out almost at the bottom of the day, which wasn't that good. 2150 coming through now for Palantir, so maybe that would be a play, but
it's still holding up well above that 20 level on Palantir. You know, it's
I don't know why Tesla.
the longer that stock consolidates at that price or just sort of bounces in and around it, I think going to be the better off. So yeah, not a heck of a lot. We had a bit of a pullback in Reddit. It's still holding the line, but it's not really breaking out the top just yet. And just one other point on that AMC GameStop. Remember, GameStop is like it's what started all of this. So in my mind, it's like GameStop is the futures. If GameStop is stronger than the others, then fair enough. I'd do, like short other things in that case. Maybe BlackBerry sometimes, maybe COS. In this particular case, AMC. And if GameStop is strong, relatively, then you look for its curls and not try to short that one because you get in more danger when that one does go to the downside. That is the big star of everything. So we're in a power hour as far as I'm concerned. NVIDIA, which was leading the way, I said let's watch out for 950 to break. Well, when this is happening, don't try to overtrade. I jumped over to Reddit because Reddit had news and started going. So if it makes a second leg, I've got it on. And if it doesn't, fair enough. At least it was worth the shot because the stock is moving. You're not seeing anything in NVIDIA right now. Absolutely nothing. I love AMD. This morning, AMD was one of the long ideas. Look at it. It's doing absolutely nothing. So you want to take a shot where it's going to be good, where the opportunity is going to be. At this point, it is in GameStop. It is going to be in AMC. Do we think IBIT holds gains overnight? Does Bitcoin hold gains overnight? I mean, the thing about it is, there we go. Just wanted to get to where's my 60-minute chart? I always do an hour chart for GBTC. So here's where we're at. We're not at the big resistance. I know 65,000 is a big psychological number, but the actual bigger resistance in this last leg was 67. So you're into some overhead resistance on this breakout. So really, it's got some work to do. I'm not sure this is the break. It's a great run into it, but it needs to take, you take out 67,000, then I'm more convinced that we're headed to 70. Otherwise, I think you could still be stair-stepping it around there. Here's GameStop now up again. Here comes VWAP on AMC. I'm out at VWAP if
36.
VWAP doesn't hold. And if we're not at 40 yet, then I take a different shot on AMC when GameStop gets to that 40 level. If they have a brick wall there, I want to take a shot at that level. But first stop was AMC for me at VWAP.
All right. You know, I walked all around. I went to all these 7-Elevens. I couldn't find any Big League Chew anywhere. And then now apparently they're at Bulk Barn. One of my coaches is telling me the actual packs. Yeah, so.
No, I think, yeah, it's, I don't know, who was it? There's somebody I knew that was like the same thing. They wanted to get Big
Yeah,
League
because I
Chew,
give
and
it
they
to all the
went
kids for players of the game and everything like that. So, all right, Bulk Barn. Oh, damn, I should have thought about that. Okay. All right, so we're still long. We could have just got out again at 39. Let's go GME, AMC, all these kind of nice, fun stocks. If we can get a little bit more action here, that would be nice. So right now we are trying to get a little bit of a pullback here in these names, but again, like you had to buy that dip, right? We didn't do that. It didn't even really dip that much for us. It dipped into 37.60. We were waiting at 37, which was the 50-period moving average. Now that's at 37.50. So I'm actually going to cancel that 37 because now I don't want it if it rips back down into it. So we're just going to try to stay true to what we're doing now, and that is looking for the long break of 40. I already have my offer. My offer is at 41.40. So we're going to try to make $5 or $6 on this last piece. And again, the break there, in my opinion, is breaking this 40 right there. And then once that happens, then I don't really know where we're going to go. So I'm using 41.50 there just to see a little bit of a juice back to where we were off the open. So right into there where we started to halt all the way down. Let's see if there's a little bit of motivation here to get this name going, but it may not. So if we get back up here and fail 40 break, man, you're going to see some pretty fast fingers there going bang right there. Get some out on the fail break because last time we did not get any out on that fail break. So it went up to the upside there. We weren't even in it. But then this last time there at 39.50, we let it go up just about 10 minutes ago, saw it go, and then it just dropped about $1 and change on that. So not really worth having that happen again. So let's try to be as patient as we can here with GME, looking for 39 break, then a 40 break, and if we fail that, then that's where we'll get out. So I'm not going to put like a trailing stop or anything. I'm going to try to watch it and be a little quicker on the keys than I had been in the past, and then punch out immediately if it fails one more time at that 40. So I'm going to sit in this. You know, we're in the money 2 and change right now. It's been a good stock here this afternoon. We also have the NASDAQ short, which has been a pretty nice trade for sure off of this top. Got out of most of it, waiting for a little bit more, still have 20%. Hopefully this will fall back. Tesla's still doing its own damn thing up $1.50 as well. And whoopsies, and that Tesla trade is a nice one. I just want to zoom in too much. Well, I'm going to zoom back out right there. Tesla's just off these bottoms. We haven't traded it since 10:30. So trying to be patient with it. It's trying to go upside. Right now it's me v this. So right now we're watching for GameStop to see what happens. Futures will do whatever they're going to do. I'm going to see what happens with GameStop.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The futures, the best thing about, not the best thing, but one of the best things about the meme stocks is you don't have to worry about a barcoding futures or a ripping futures or a tanking futures.
Here we go.
If it tanked far enough, I guess you might have to be concerned. But you can just trade them on their own. I think that's what we see with FFIE making another move. It finally made a consolidated bottom. There's a double bottom in here, so there's the higher low. When you try to get it on the way down, it's all obviously different from getting it on the way up on a breakout trade. I don't know if I like a breakout after it failed $1, but if I can get in here off the 80, give it back into that higher low, then it works into $1. I'm taking the dollar break if it gets there, but it's at 83 cents. That's a long way to go to not try some kind of a long again in it. If it breaks 86, I'll look for some kind of a pullback on that break. I feel like it's not going to be a straight shot to $1 on the stock, even if it gets there. There's going to be some back and forth. We're not 38.5. I got the eyeballs on that 40 break. I haven't decided. I don't know if I
tried to go again.
I don't know if I want to take the actual break at 40.
It might not even happen.
I know, but if the more times it tests without breaking, it's almost like the better the break is if it goes. If that makes
Break
sense
will
to
be
everybody.
phenomenal, but I don't know if it gets back up there.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, it has a chance. It's still at $38. Usually that's a break I'm going to like. It's 310. If it's at like 350 or 345, I probably don't put that trade on. It gets too late in the day to want to take that big break. Then you run into people taking profits. Then the run happens at 410 or 415 or something along those lines. So it's trying to make that move now. You got a big bid stacking up there at that 50 level. I'm on the bid of FFIE. I think we're going to try and get this one back into 82. It just tagged the 85. But I'm playing pullbacks and dips, at least until it gets to $1. I don't want breakout trades on this stock. It doesn't, like the juice is gone to the upside. You got to be buying dips when it's in the consolidative phase, for lack of a better term.
So there's this like there's a really big seller here in the 3870 area. I mean, it's pretty clear right now about this. So I don't, it tries to go, it stops. The only time it goes is when it breaks that guy and then it just gets hit right back down. So there's some sort of a program that is selling this. Like, to me, if it goes, it's going to just absolutely go. But look, now it can't break 50. You see all these prints in between here? They're just, everyone's trading in the dark. And every time there's a big order out to try to break it, it doesn't. So there it is again. Look, see, he tries to break 40. Now the guy's building up 40. Now they'll probably be at 30, 29s. Now they can't get rid of this one. So we'll have to wait to see. It needs to break through 3870. You watch. The next time it breaks through 3870, it probably goes to 3920 again. So here we go. It needs to break basically, 3880, 3870, something like that, so that buyer can scram and get out of here. So we'll wait, or that seller, sorry, can get out of there. There's been a lot of buying in GME for sure this afternoon. But I mean, a matter of, like all the big candles here, like the biggest one there is that buy. We've had some good buys there, but that's kind of matched by a sell. But a nice little ramp up into that break. So we kind of got one going again here. You see this, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 or 7 buy candles in a row led us to 39 and then a stop again there. So, all right, here we go, 3860 again. Watch, it's gonna go up, so I gotta get my order ready again in case it does do that again and fails at 40 again. Well, let's get ready to go. I'm getting ready to stop this out. See, here we go, watch. Here's the break. So there it goes, break. This time it didn't even go. This time it went to 38.90. So it broke the guy at 70, went all the way to 90 again and stopped. So it's not looking like it's an overly long position here for GameStop. Come on, let's go. Stay above 39, baby. We just want one more 40 shot. That's it. Give it to us, and then we can figure it out after that. So right now, here it goes. Nope, still failing at 39 again.
Go.
Sounding like a broken record here, but honestly, like this is what trading is about. You got to be patient. You got to wait for levels to break. It's not breaking 39 right now on GameStop. So anybody watching out for this, if you're in a position, decent amount of shares. I've already gotten out of 60%. Debating getting another part out right now. Even if I get 10 out at a time, maybe something like that. But let's try to be right and see if this can go. So there's 38.75 again, stopping at 39. Man, it sounds like an auctioneer here. Who's got this price? Who's got that price? But for right now, we just have to be as patient as we possibly. Yeah, 39.50. Here we go. All right, so now let's go. 39.40. Here it goes. Let's break ourselves to the upside. 41.40.
Break yourself, fool.
Yeah, break it. Break that self, fool. And we'll get back into the downside right now. Here we go. Nice little break higher for this. Let's go. Let's try to test 40 right now. We've been patient as you know what, but there it goes again. High of 39.25. Here goes GameStop. Look, we've been pounding the table on this thing since 37, 36. So here it is, 39. A nice little profit spot here. Go, 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 go. No, don't stop at 39.40. Come on, my guy. Oh, there's the stacked up offer right there at 39.20. All right, well, yeah. That might have been it, man. That offer stacked at 39.20 right there. I would love for this thing to go, honestly, but I don't know if it has it in it. But one more try, maybe.
It's still
so frustrating.
It's higher lows going into it, man. If it breaks out, it breaks out. This is the halt price from this morning, that 40 level. As far as, I mean, it is what it is. Like, this is a spot. It was a halt down. Sorry, it halted at the open to the upside. The first halt down was at 40. So you've got that into 42, and then if 42 goes, pre-market levels, I'd have to pull it up on Trade ID as we had that thing this morning. But since the open, it is this 40 spot. There's no doubt about it. So it still has time, but it's only 313, man. Like, there's still plenty of time for it to go. As I said, I'm not taking a breakout if we're past probably 345. I think that's a little bit late in the day. But until then, I have the
stack.
I've got the order for it to break out, but at some point, if it goes down to 36, I'll cancel it because then it's too far away. But when it gets up to 39 even, the order goes in. for the potential break. I did just pull into FFIE, future Faraday futures. I keep saying that the wrong way around. I have no idea why I'm anchored to the wrong way to say that stock. But FFIE, nice consolidation at the 85 level. I'm in at 84.5, rounded to 85. We're going to give it back into 80, going to scalp into 90, and if it breaks $1, I'm taking a dollar break. One more time, NVIDIA, to the depths of hell. It goes to 947. I say let's look for a breakout at the top. That's not happening, so that means AMD. I don't know why I wasn't thinking short AMD. Oh, that's right, because I wanted a long break at the top on AMD. You know, I decided I wanted to play that in one direction today, and that took us away from the idea of a short. The name that I'd like to get back in the short, I said we'll get out at VWAP, and if Amazon gets to the next level up, I'll take it short the next level up. Well, patiently wait for it to get here. 185.5 is going to be it. So it gets to the quarters. I'm going to start getting into Amazon short. Market's still done pretty much nothing, so you just go station to station on these stocks. Let it get to a key level, then trade off said key level. Still at 39. All right. As long as we're up here, the breakout order stays in. If it goes 40, and I would scalp that to that 42
I took a piece
well.
out. I took a piece out. I'm going to give myself props for this because honestly, we just took 250. So we'll fire a hot dog cannon off for this one right now. But here we go. We're going to watch out. Let's get going now. I'm going to cancel that 41.40. Again, we'll give up $2 or so on this one just to get out because it's done this before. So there it is. I mean, look, what else can we do? 36 to 39.50 or 39.30 there. Good trade. Here it comes, trying to break through 40. Now let's give it a go. Netflix announcing that they have over 40 million trillion, I think, viewers. I think it's trillion, yeah. As here it goes. Let's see what happens now. Netflix is launching in-house advertising. They just reached 40 million global subs, which is good. There's a presentation right now for Netflix, so we're getting some news right now. They have an in-house technology platform. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening for Netflix right now. Adara will get all this wrapped up into a nice little bow, but there it is right here. 610, there's the gap up to 616 as they're starting to announce some new ventures there, I guess, with some of their advertising. So Netflix starting to go upside a little bit. Let's go GameStop. Let's go GameStop. Let's get on this one, man. We are now $3 and change in the money, and we are still going higher on GameStop. So far, so good right here, man. You guys want meme mania. We're here for that. I've traded today thousands, tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of shares of AMC and hundreds and hundreds. Are we in the thousand? Yes, thousands shares of GME today as well. So, I mean, tens of thousands of AMC plus the GME just broke through. Let's now wait to see what happens here as we get going to the upside. What's up, Dara? Nice move on GameStop.
Here's the context on Netflix. So we did have that announcement earlier today as well that Netflix is going to be having this deal for NFL games on Christmas Day. In terms of the newest things just announced, though, at this presentation, Netflix announcing that they've reached 40 million global subscribers for their ad-supported plan. So 40 million global ad subscribers there for Netflix. Also announcing they're going to be launching by the end of 2025. So at the end of 2025, there will be a in-house advertising tech platform, says Netflix. So basically 40 million ad subscribers across the globe and launching this in-house ad technology platform by the end of 2025, guys.
As predicted, Dara would get us that story on Netflix. Just to clarify, nice skin, I'm not shorting GameStop at 40. If it fails the 40 level, AMC's been weaker than GameStop. So my plan would be, if it fails the 40 level, I would punch short in AMC, but I'll be in the 40 break if it happens. So, you know, at that point, I will have lost on a GameStop long if the 40 level fails, but I have the level 2 already open and in order, sort of ready to go. I mean, I don't know what price it's going to be, but I have my seller to queue. I'll just be able to move the price, and I would punch short into AMC. I've generally, since Monday, my plan of action has been, hey, just pick the direction you want. Like yesterday when GameStop was going down, I was looking for long dip buys on GameStop and just willing to short other things. In that case, it was usually BlackBerry. Here comes 40. It's on the offer right now.
Let's go.
It's still stacked. It's got a bunch of shares on that 40 offer, but it's not going to matter. 92 million shares have done, and actually it's bigger than that because we didn't have some data this morning. So it's over 100 million shares to be sure. So a couple 100,000 shares on the 40 level is not going to matter if it decides to print through. Once it breaks, I'm going to automatically trigger, and then we'll see where it goes. 42 was the initial halt top at the open. So I would think scalp to that level and then see what happens. Of course, every time we look for a breakout trade, it gets to that price and pulls back. It's just how it does sometimes. So if it's going to pull back, ooh, do I just take AMC now? No, the plan of action was to take a fail break of 40 and not just short AMC anywhere. But it's still close. It's within like 30 cents, so I'm not going to get the hands off the keys. It should break. I think it's breaking this level. We didn't come all this way not to break the level.
There it is, right? I don't know what ARS 500 is, but that was sick. And there it is right there. You are welcome, Maurizio. Honestly, man, from one hopefully real trader to another, Maurizio, there he is right there. Thank you so much. Big super chat right there. You're welcome. Thank you, Sean, for that GME trade. Hold it all the way with you. Learned about setups, planning, and patience. I mean, my guy right there. What is ARS 500? I mean, that's
Argentinian something.
Whatever it is, man. Thank you so much. I'm just glad, Maurizio, that you're able to make cash on that as well.
Shout out to you.
I feel like this might be a decent super chat here because it's sitting up here for so long. So thank you so much, regardless of the amount. Third super chat on the stream. So thank you so much. How do I hit like on that? I can't. Oh, I have to hit over here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Maurizio. Your third time super chatting means a lot to us, regardless of the amount. But I'm just glad you took the setup. I mean, we talk about having confidence in your trading. Adara talks about this all the time. And one of the best things that I could teach anybody is to go with what you're doing and trade your plays, trade your setups, and trade them with shares and get ready to go. So Microsoft no longer will be Netflix's partner for advertising. So we knew that was coming through already. Well, we didn't know that that was coming through, but when they announced their own in-house advertising, we knew that they were using Microsoft before. So Microsoft with a little bit of a problem there, up to 423. Remember we talked about buying this one on dips? Well, I sure hope you did that as well. We said this was the next one to come in, and that is what it's going to do. It is going to take out highs. Shout out to Microsoft. These are my two biggest holdings, Microsoft and Google. So we didn't buy any dips on Microsoft, though. We probably should have done that. Instead, we are right now selling the TQs as we're almost near the high of the day. Now, remember, there's the break on GameStop. Your boy has done it again right there on GameStop. Nice move there. We are now, guys, $4 in the money there for GameStop. So good little trade there. Shout out to Maurizio, and thank you so much for all of that, man. This is exactly why we're here. We looked at this trade. This is what we liked, and there's the break. I just wish we would have waited for that 41 marker there instead of getting out at 39.50, but nice move upside. We still got a piece on. We still got on a quarter, so that's a good one. Nice upside move. Hey, $4 in the money now on GameStop. Let's see where we go. Hopefully, upside.
No, it's to the...
Yep.
The moonshot.
Not
Good
quite
job,
there
brother.
yet.
That's what I love to see. Maurizio, shout out to you for taking it. Obviously, I'm not shorting AMC. There's just no way that's going to happen because you're breaking out to that 42. It stalled at 41.50, so that's where the scalp trade's going to be. Now it's either hold 40 or break 42. So it's a very similar, I guess, price action to what happened down here at the 36 level, right? Like you get the scalp trade, and then through there, it's like a hold. How far can it go? 42, the only reason I keep saying that number is because that was the initial halt of the day at that 42 level. And it reopened and then never gave it back. This would be a big sea change for GameStop after a couple of days worth of sell-off. Lots of room if it gets through 42 even, and then we just try to hold on for dear life. The kitty is roaring. Oh, I mean, look, he's been actually roaring all day long.
Hello?
Let's be real. But
Yeah.
the stock is finally showing signs of going to the upside. Plenty of room still go.
You know what, though, Warren? GameStop's not for you. Yeah, that's a little too violent. Yeah, I'll get you. Yeah, I'll call you back. I'm just on the air. All right, bye. All right, yeah, so you might have just saw that there. He was just wondering about this GameStop call, and I was just, what he knows about setups, but I had to say GameStop's not for everybody, especially the week at heart, but there it goes, nice little move up to $42. It is just a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a $5 winner right now on GameStop as there it goes back up to the upside. Boom. What else, right? Right now, I mean, this could continue higher, could continue lower. Either way, we're pretty happy with said trading here this afternoon. I hope you guys are also in these with us. Huge move up, and I just hope that I was even willing to get more, as you remember, but it didn't give me more down there on that downside. I'm almost just like, whatever, the market's going higher. We got great Netflix news, so there we go. We'll punch out of that one, like still positive, obviously, on that. So we'll do a little face slap as the market just takes out highs, which is absolutely fantastic. We're living the life here today. good trading this afternoon. Good vibes all around. Neil will be doing
Oh, wow,
a recap
Netflix
show.
was chilling.
Catch Fibonacci Princess there, Trader Tammy with Neil tonight, and we're going to go out and put our team to 3-1 at High Park. So that's what we're doing right now. GameStop still $5 in. We'll wait to see if there is a little bit of a pullback now happening for GameStop. Sorry, not Netflix. Good move there for GME. AMC following suit, but again,
Not really.
a stop. Well, I mean, it just depends. I mean, we're in the money right here, 3, 10, 15% or so on this move. So if you had AMC sort of on that bottom as well, that's 20. Give it 70 cents. Yeah, about 10% again on that top side there for AMC. So a little bit less for AMC, but still a really nice move, needless to say. But there's GameStop up to 42 and just hanging out now. So yeah. I mean, pretty chilled out afternoon, and yeah, steaks for everyone. Thanks, Chef Joe. I cannot wait to see you, and shout out to also my friends in Farmingdale, New Jersey.
Jersey in the house.
Doug, I believe is his name. Shout out to you, Doug.
Cheers to you, brother. And that 42 level, look, it might have gone to 42 and pulled back, but the other thing is it also just made a higher low. So yes, it did not sustain the breakout through 42, but it's still very much an upward channel unless it gets underneath like 39,
TQs.
like 39.70 or 39.65. I think that looks like on GameStop. I think you got to give it some room to run. If it makes the consolidation higher, then you can look for some other longs. And there was a question: was I using a stop order on that break? Yeah, like I'm not. To try to get a break at a $40 level manually on a stock, impossible. I mean, not impossible. You run the risk of punching and it doesn't break. You run the risk of being entirely too slow. So I just use an automatic stop order. I think I crossed, I want to say to like 31 or something like that, like 40, 31, and I got 16s. So you're going to get the best available price. We have a multitude of different keys that you can fire out there when 40 breaks. I got a good fill. I like to think I got a good fill at that 16 level. If you get printed at 40 and a half or something, that wouldn't necessarily be a good fill. But wow, I didn't look at Netflix because the break could have happened at any moment, so I didn't even pull up the stock. That was a bigger move than I realized on Netflix on that news. All the way back into the high of the day today.
Went to six. Wasn't that 16s we were looking at it?
It's 609. Oh, it went to $624. It actually went to today's high and then back into 618. So that's no slouch. I was saying 625 break at some point this week. That's right back into play. Netflix, okay, well, it's 3:30 now, so maybe that's a tomorrow thing. There's still some time in the day for it to happen, but good look for Netflix here. I'd love for this to do the old consolidation 550 period and then break out the top. This is one of the names I did dip by Netflix. I kind of pivoted from Disney to Netflix despite my love for Star Wars. I just like Netflix a little bit better. So that's the one I was dip buying. I actually don't think it matters. I looked at the 200 period on Disney, and that looks pretty good as well. If you pick it up at like 96, I believe it is, without calling up that chart.
We basically made the high of the day in the market, so that was pretty cool. We just took out that with the TQs, and I just was like, oh, let me just go check out what the TQs are doing, and you can see off of that move right here. As soon as I got out, obviously, maybe that's why Warren was calling to tell me about this, but there it was. As soon as we got out, it dropped down another 10 cents, which would have been nice. So we'll go back in. We're going to give it one more shot to the upside. I still like that 18.7 short. Obviously, we got excited there. Only broke it by 7 or 8 handles, but that was enough to get me out because we are always using the high of the day, and then, of course, focusing on GameStop. And this has just been, again, like a really, really good trade for us on that GameStop down there, trying to get into that $5, $6 range. So, just being patient with it, doing the normal stuff that we do, playing off support and resistance, and that gave us this GameStop trade. So, best out 39.40 there. We talked about that right at those levels, and that's because we kept on watching it. We waited. You want to talk about patience? We waited from 253 all the way, watched it go for 25 minutes, which in my world is a long time. 25 minutes of just bouncing off of that level. And then we said 41.40 would possibly be the high. We almost nailed that as well, with obviously a wicks higher, but that high right there is 41.80. So let's see if we can get back into there right now. I'm not going to reload it. I feel like just holding into the close and see what happens now for GME. So that's probably what we'll do. If it does pull back, it pulls back, man. I mean, we're really on one now. So maybe the 50 period, which has been holding, would be something to get out. 38.95 or so on that. So just be very, very careful. You are starting to fade back out right now on GameStop. What's up, eh?
Worth noting this move on TTD, the trade desk in tandem with the Netflix move to the upside on their announcement that Netflix is going to be launching in-house advertising technology as of end of 2025. Trade desk does specialize on, paying for cloud-based ad technology. So certainly a nice move here for TTD to the upside, guys.
Good look for the trade desk. You do see GameStop give it back up. If it put in a higher low, I was going to look for a reload. That just did not happen. You see it break through 40, got all the way to 39 even. If you're scalping it between 40 and 42, that's a very different story, holding it past that 39 level. I wasn't going to do it anywhere close to that. At the same moment, AMC did turn. However, it's short sell restricted. Remember, Neil, SSR, getting it on the way down, not exactly the easiest thing in the world because you need an uptick. So despite the fact when 40 went, I tried to hit the bid on AMC. All that ends up happening is you just get repriced into like the offer. So I'm sitting on the offer looking to get picked up on AMC because we want to be short this one after that GameStop under 40.
Yeah, we definitely like that one. Look at these futures coming back in. Hopefully they can get into those gates of hell on a reloaded position right now. So we still have GameStop, but again, it is only 25% of our position. I'm going to focus on trying to see what these futures are doing. We just bounced again off of the 50-period moving average. If we're going to look at this from a straight trading standpoint here, if this was not the futures, I'd be sort of thinking right now like, okay, maybe we are going to head higher here because we just bounced off of this 50-period moving average, and we have a very, very defined support level here of 18,680. So it's not even, it's only 20 handles. Like, this market doesn't seem to want to move. All right, baby, here we go, man. Let's just stay in this GameStop, trying to get back up to the upside, still in this $4 winner, just broke back up through 40. Again here into the close. Look at there's reasons why we're in this. We've already broke this down. I want to thank you for the super chat as well, Mauricio. But here's a nice move up to 58. Look, this is what was happening at yesterday's close. GameStop closed $47 in a matter, and I got to go, so I won't be here for this, but I might hold into the close, into the aftermarket, $53 or so coming through there. So we did, as soon as the market closed, this started just to inch its way up into 53 and change. So if we can get that again, oh baby, what kind of a day or whatever we'd have there if that can happen. So let's stay patient with all of this. We're definitely learning as we go here on Netflix, on GME. Like
there are stop orders that still trigger up until 15 minutes after.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be here. It's okay, it's all good. We'll watch out for this as we go. Right now, I just got to be at the ballpark. We're the home team, so I also got to help set up the field and put on the chalk and all that kind of stuff. But I have tons of.
I didn't nail the bases down. The other team yesterday.
We don't have nails. All right, so we actually have like bases like the Jays have, where they put them into the.
Yeah, High Park.
Yeah, this is.
We ain't playing in the High Park.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't even think Brampton has a Little League diamond, to be honest with you, but they have a good baseball.
Though they do, but it almost never gets used. There's one where they do like Jays clinics. But I've never seen anyone play on it. Yeah, it just sits there unused. It's at there's a new rec center out there, and it's like the nicest diamond. I have literally never seen any kids playing on it because I think they only do these clinics special, which I think is unfortunate. You have a great diamond, you should be playing on that sucker. Let the kids play.
It is weird about that one there.
All right. Well, look, the aftermarket session is going to be interesting. Someone asked me if there's any earnings. But now we're back above 40. Cisco. I just punched out the AMC. Cisco was reporting after the bell, and not the thong song. The old school Four Horsemen name is reporting after the bell, so we'll be all over that. Any and all movement on the meme stocks we'll be all over as well. And we have Tammy, the Fibonacci princess, coming through once again, so we'll be able to talk some names with her. As far as earnings season goes, NVDA hasn't happened yet. I know everyone's waiting around for that. Cisco's not exactly a slouch either. Let's be real. It should be a decent one, although I suspect the best price action in the aftermarket is likely to be like a GameStop or an AMC.
Monkey Qs.
Easily could be one of those two. As I said, I jumped out I'm in at 40. Like if you're in the money, it's different holding it back because you're still in the money there. But taking a breakout at 40, that's a go right away, hold the top, and then see if it goes further. Not a hold past that 39. So it's trying to put in the higher low now. That could be a nice one if it gets in there. Need to double check back on Amazon. It wasn't offering Amazon because it didn't curl here, but it just it almost got to that 86.40. All right, this might not happen as Amazon's curling at 186. I did want to short this one, either curl off this level or curl off 186.5. But looks like it's not going to be the case over here on Amazon. That'll be a bit of a disappointment.
All right, 334, just a little bit more time left. All right, so we actually just got filled on the TQs down there at the 50 period at 41s. So that turns out to be a pretty decent fill there. I mean, the market is just range bound. If we do come tanking in, then we're going to have a nice position on. My next bid is in the 30s for these TQs. So actually, I don't even have a bid. It was 41 at the 50 period. I'm just looking right here at this bottom. We should have one there. So 35 or 36, let's put a bid right now. And let's put a bid a little bit lower as well into like the 25s, and then we'll wait. So if it tanks in, we'll wait for that. I was waiting for GameStop up here at 40.80 to get out, but now that I see this right here, like I was just thinking that sort of that wick high is 40.80, was debating getting out of that there. But we could also get back up to 42. And if we do that, then I'll be pretty happy with that out. Let's just see it get there first. And like I said, maybe we can hold this into the after hours and get a nice big move upside right now for GME. I mean, you know, we could have done the same thing. Like when this failed right there and came back in and almost got us out, we could have punched out there, you know, at 36.50 for flat or for a slight winner, you know. But again, you got to sort of have, I mean, we got out of 20, 25, 40% right there for $1.75 or whatever that was. Then we got out there when we weren't certain of that. Then we got out there on those tops. So it wouldn't be surprised if I do wind up getting out here at 42, especially if I get a little bit jittery on the position. But at the same time, we're still here. TQs have gone all the way back up. I would love to look for something else. NVIDIA right now into the close could be something back up there, 2 days high, up 4% right now. Make sure you do scan that IG immediately. Go see what they're all about if you want to trade with them, Forex and so on and so forth. Right there, yeah, earn up to 10K today. All right, right there, 950. So this is looking like a very nice top here for NVIDIA. I mean, with the market up 1.6 or 1.5%, I don't think the short is right in NVIDIA, which is why we chose the market instead. But right now, NVIDIA, nothing wrong with if you think the short and you want to give yourself $3 worth of room. I think this is probably worth it against that 950. So good little move right there. Let's wait to see what happens here for the rest of the day on NVIDIA.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the super chat, Justin. With a 19.99, you got 4 on NVIDIA. Diamond hands it. Can you review Walmart? You're looking for a long or short trade before the bell and earnings tomorrow morning. Obviously after the bell, like we said, Cisco, but Walmart, a nice little rally, at least a little bit recently. I own Walmart, candidly. So before we kind of get into it, I own shares of Walmart in my long term. I have not bought any recently, at least definitely not since the split, which has been a bit of a good catalyst. Here we go, just going to load it up. Look, I absolutely love what's going on. My concern with Walmart is consumer, showing some cracks in the armor, and it has not gotten the rally I expected off of that split. If you look at it, it was basically right in here that we had the split, and it's done absolutely nothing since. My plan of action is I'm not really thinking it's going to be as bullish as most, and I'm looking to buy off the 50 period on the weekly. So I'm anticipating a downward push just because of the signs of weakness that we've been seeing out of the consumer sector, and then look for the 50 period at 55. It is a stock I've been meaning to dip by. And just never, look, you got the opportunity, and there's ones that I got and there's ones that I didn't. You can always fess up to the ones, hey, it dipped down and you thought it was going to dip further, so you didn't get any more. That can be the wrong decision. I feel like it gets to 55, I'm just going to grip it and rip it tomorrow morning. I need to see it trade down there. I don't leave orders out typically on earnings, but like if it does bounce at a level, I'll throw an open order or a closing order at the end of the day to pick up some for myself. I do like Walmart, and I'm looking to buy any dips after earnings, and I think there might be some weakness tomorrow morning.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I haven't bought Walmart. I've sort of changed my mind on Walmart. I don't really like the chart there under the 50 period. It's starting to go to the downside. So I have been talking positively about Walmart, but then I sort of changed my mind on that one with the RSI. Everything's pointing to the downside right there. I feel like there's some definite weakness over there in that name. All right, 338 coming through. TQ still trying to go to the downside. Cisco is reporting later on. That's like old tech. We sort of talked a little bit about that, and I'm not in love with anything there in Cisco. But again, nice move, right, off some of these bottoms. This looks like it could break out. I think that's a good chance here, 50-30. Again, completely kind of different chart than Walmart. We're above the 50-period moving average and really trending higher right now for Cisco. So let's see if they can put something up there. Network security and all that seems to be pretty popular. I was debating getting out of my Apple. Honestly, I have it for a swing trade long at 169. So we're already in the money now in just a month or whatever, or less than, well, we bought it earlier than that, but we bought it down into here, I think the first time, right into here. So the first time it ran to 178, I was like, oh man, we should have maybe got some out. But now we've ran all the way to 189. So long at 169, up to 189, that's 20 on 160. So we're in the money about 12, 13% right now on Apple, debating taking something off. But here comes the Q's coming in. Let's go find out what ADR is up here. I'm going to put something on the bid here for the NASDAQ. There it is. We just got that fill. What's up, ADR?
Something to keep an eye on here. We're going to be getting 13F filings after the close today, so definitely watch out for that. BRKB I have up here as an example. Berkshire Hathaway going to be updating its equity portfolio today after the close. So the 13F will be showing what its holdings are as of the end of Q1. Keep an eye on that, guys.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I will be kept.
I feel as if there's that mystery stock that people are calling it the mystery stock, but that Berkshire has been getting into some financial name pretty heavily, and nobody knows exactly what it is. And at some point, we're going to find out. But I just realized I'm going to put this other one on the board. There is somebody else reporting that might matter. I mean, Cisco's the biggest name, but that Riley Financial stock is reporting RILY. And why is it interesting? Well, it's like 56% short. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but there's been something happening with stocks that have large short floats. So suddenly that makes Riley a little bit more interesting. It's not a great looking weekly chart, but it has had some rallies out there on the daily. But bit of a bounce recently, and it's been consolidating higher. If you pull out this weekly, let's look at it a little bit closer. If you look at it, it's been breaking out, and now you have this consolidation. If this gets above 40, I mean, short's got to cover, and after earnings is not a bad place that they could be pressed at. I have no idea what the earnings are going to look like. Frankly, don't even know much about the company outside of the 56%. But there is the earnings board. The big one, as we said, in terms of just market cap, is obviously going to be Cisco, yet I've never traded. That's not true. I haven't traded Cisco since my trainee days, because that was one of the 4 horsemen when I started. So we did trade that in the simulator. Backed, kind of interesting. Bit Digital could do a little something, but tomorrow morning you got Walmart, you got JD, you got John Deere, you got Under Armour. I don't see aftermarket there. B Riley, like Riley Financial is not going to be big enough that we'll probably put it on the earnings board. But because of that short float, I feel like it's something we'll keep an eye on. I just want to see how much it might rally. I think there could be some actual fireworks for that name.
Yeah, we were all over that stock before. It made some moves, I think a couple months or so ago.
Yeah, it was recent. It was recently enough.
Yeah.
And 56% short float, you just never know.
We got out of test.
You never know.
You never know. It'll be a mover for sure. All right, so actually, boom. I didn't even realize this. We got out of Tesla right there at 175 against the 200-period moving average. So again, props up that as the lines keep on making some sense. And dollars, we just got out of Tesla right there at 174.88. So that's like a 60-cent winner because now you're all the way back down into 174. Tesla was a real rough trade early, but I'm starting to learn a lot about what we're doing here. And that is that I wrote down 176 right here on the sticky note. It is one of the #1 trades right there for the long because it was positive to the upside early on Tesla, but then we just all the way down and we wind up getting hit right there. This is the big loss as we buy the 176s and get out at 175.50. So we trusted 176 into yesterday's close. That didn't work out for us. We wind up getting out at 175.50 and take a big fail on that one. But then we got back in. We did get stopped, so we made some money back here a little bit, then got stopped out. We didn't get stopped out of it all. I remember it was 75%. We started, because we were uncertain that this was the bottom for sure. It looked like there might have been some help here at 173. Then once we were able to get that again, boom, 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 a couple dollar club winners. And then as we get back up to the upside, $2 or so, 175.50, my best out right there for Tesla. So with only a couple minutes left now in the day, we do have the imbalances coming through here tonight, so we'll just zoom in and see what's going on there on these imbalances and go over to the size and see what's looking on the big side. 2 million for Suncor right now. NEO's there, Visa's there. Remember, looking at these broker ones. So just a bunch of New York names. The NASDAQ don't come until 350. So in about 6 minutes, we'll get that update. But hey, the NASDAQ's not doing anything. GameStop is still in the pocket here. We're still up $4 or so on this GME trade as we getting, exactly $4 right now. It's at $40.50. So that's where we're long, 36.50. It just tried to go again before failing out. So we're going to have to, we don't want to do this, but we're going to have to think about getting some outs at some point. That break of the 50 period, we haven't done that at all since we were having issues. So I feel like it's going to be a problem to do it, but 39.50, I really think that we should probably be thinking about getting out on that wick break. So 39, let's just end the day. It's 344. If we break lower, just don't want to throw any of this money back. It's already a big, big winner, man. $4, we'll take it, even though it's not the big part of our trade. We're going to take that out if it breaks the 50 period. So let's see, that's $30 and maybe, I don't know. Maybe
you could hold to the close. I don't know. At the end of the day, if the trend is unbroken to the upside, it's moved in the aftermarket before.
I know.
That's the thing.
But it's the same thing. You got out, right? So
I took a breakout trade.
No, but at the end of the day, you still hold the shares, right? So I'm still I'm holding more now than you were on your last.
The way I'm looking at it is if I take a 40 break, I'm not holding a 40 break to 38. It just doesn't make any sense. If you have it from earlier and you're holding on to a profitable piece, the trade is the trade. So 40 breakout is very different to me than taking a dip buy at 36, where if you're holding a piece,
so
in the money. If it was at 43, I'd probably try to be holding it, but it's not. It's underneath where I got in and was testing underneath, so I just got it. That's all.
So I think that's a mistake that a lot of traders will do, and it's okay, obviously, for you to do it because it's your style, but I look at every trade as the position that I currently have, right? Right here, my stop on this was only 50 cents. So right now, if you're playing anything like that, you're now 5 to 1 on that, right? So regardless of what this position is, I still have to look at every position I have as a trade. So right there, here we go, breaking back down below. Let's just use 39 as an out. My stop right now is downside right there, 39. Let's just cancel that right here. So 38.99 we'll get out for a stop, and it's going to break right now, so there it is. Let's get that out if it does break, and then we'll put $3 or $4 or so in our pocket. Remember, we do have the imbalances coming out, so as those imbalances come out, we'll have to sort of, understand that that's going to definitely affect these stocks. So we'll wait to see if the TQs eventually takes out the top there. But for right now, we will wait to see what's going on in the market. 346.50 coming out right here. Apple, AMC. Apple, I feel like Apple, we did good on that trade. This is going to be my biggest stock today. We traded it early, we traded it long. And now we're going to get right back up to the upside right now on this. So we'll wait. I think Apple will be a great trade tomorrow. There's only a few minutes left. Not really worth doing anything now. I don't see anyways in this market. So GME is getting ready to break 39. You guys saw my stop, unless I put it in wrong. It didn't break, did it? No, 38.99. So the minute that breaks that, then we'll probably get some pretty decent slippage, but let's just see what happens. We're just using a market order to get out, so if we can get back up to 41 and change or so, then we will do that. So 41 back out on GameStop, and then unfortunately these TQs aren't doing a whole heck of a lot. NVIDIA now, HOD.
That's what it does, man. It's absolutely ridiculous, NVIDIA, and it's the best. I love NVIDIA. It's a top 3 holding for me. It was actually 4, but then I trimmed some Eli Lilly because I'm like, the question I asked myself was, do I want to own more Eli Lilly than NVIDIA? The answer to me was a no. So I trimmed some of that and put it into the queues. But we're going to get the imbalances in 2 minutes. Thank you, Tisha Perkins. We appreciate you. Thank you for viewing every single day. We appreciate all the love the emojis and the strength, shutting up the entire team there. Have a great one. And we're right back into it tomorrow. And we're right back in the aftermarket show as well. We're going to get the imbalance in 90 seconds. However, something else has been breaking higher today. That we had. No, I'm not talking about Netflix. I'm talking about Doge.
Yes,
and you might notice that these are quotes in P-Pro 8 for said Dogecoin, which I have not seen before. I'm a little excited for that. We've shown Bitcoin. And yeah, a little bit of a move up here. At the end of the day, breakouts only happen when the top gets taken, but that is once, twice, 3, 4, like 5 times up here that this has a chance to go. I think it can be a good one, but at the end of the day, you need to see some actual breaks to the upside. Realistically, kind of the vessels today in terms of crypto, Coinbase up 8%, shout out to that. Mara has been an absolute gong show. Although, remember I said Mara at this $20 level, didn't think it was going to do anything in the afternoon. It's just like it's too choppy up here. Since we said that, Mara has gone to $20.13 and $19.95. It is very choppy on Mara up at this top. It's an impressive day. There was just no punch through when it's sitting at a big resistance level. This is a tomorrow trader. I don't know. I don't know why I have this line at 20. I thought I got rid of that. It's 21. It's $21. That's the breakout on Mara, not 20. We anchor ourselves to even dollar numbers because 20 is 20 and 15 is 15. But it's when this thing gets through 21 that it gets super spicy. Yeah, the 200 period's at 16, but the level was 14, as you can see here on the daily. Mara caught the bottom, the worst of it happened, and the imbalances have just hit. TLT is $9 million to sell for what it's worth. NEO 1.4. Tesla 1 million to the sell side. Kenvue, do we care about Kenvue?
Nope.
1.2 million, we don't really care about them. Marvell, 750,000 to the sell side. Apple, 675,000 sell. Microsoft, 640 sell. It's got to be a sell number because these are all sell numbers. But we don't have an overall number just yet. But it is mostly to the sell side, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla. Look, Tesla's the big one at $1 million. You don't usually see an imbalance on Tesla, but it is 1 million to the sell side on TSLAs. 1.6 billion sells the overall imbalance on the NYSE.
All right, well, we got that fill. We talked about getting something there on the TQs, so we got that right into the triple Qs down there. So that was a good one, and I did cancel my GameStop stop there at 38.99 because I was like, what if it wicks down there on an imbalance? But then I didn't really notice any imbalances there. So let's just call that up again, and maybe we can find if there is one for AMC and or GME because right now, yeah, like I don't see anything. So we'll just hold out. Like it has to be a significant number for it to do anything. So we're gonna hold off on that and see if it can just continue to sort of hold out here. And then if by chance we can get something up here again in the 40s, I feel like that would be the right trade to take. So I did just change that in case we get wicked into the downside right now for GameStop. But there it is, a nice move back up now into 39.50. There is not a heck of a lot on here.
AMC is a buy, but it's very small.
AMC is a buy, okay.
It's like 130,000. It's just nothing.
There's something there.
But a buy is a buy. I'm checking GameStop now, but you have to check alphabetically. That's all. Just takes
right. Yeah.
There's so many symbols that if you don't have.
But I mean, I already know that GameStop is a nothing burger because it's not moving.
Yeah. If GameStop or AMC came out with a gigantic imbalance, that would be a game changer. You'd see it move right away. It's 60,000. It is to the buy side. But the overall interest in the close is only 160,000 total. So like the actual paired volume totaled up 160,000 into a stock that's done 103 million, and it's more than that because. Actually, our system is understating it because it's missing a bunch of the pre-market data. So GameStop has done well over 100 million. The closing imbalance, it won't be 160,000 print. So let's just say most of the order flow that's going to go into the imbalance hasn't happened yet. And it'll happen a little bit closer to the close. I'm going to get on up there in a couple of minutes because I'm going to have to set up. We got Cisco coming through. We have that Riley Financial coming through. Tomorrow morning is going to be Walmart. We have Tammy is going to be on the aftermarket show, the Fibonacci Princess. So we're going to have some fun talking to, as we always do. And we'll probably go over some meme stocks. They're kind of the craze. And crypto as well. Definitely going to be big. Matt Carnes, thank you. 123 million is what GameStop has actually done volume today.
Boom. Okay, so we're missing about 20 million. Look at this, man. I mean, if you bought Roblox, you guys know that we've been liking this name. So if you bought Roblox down here, congratulations. I hope you did. Nice little push down in for Roblox. Now look what Roblox is doing. See? let them flush it out, man. We talked about that quarter. I don't know. It didn't seem that bad to me. Nice move back up there for Roblox, almost like, I mean, obviously this move happened. It went down to 40 bucks, but now you're back to 33. So again, everything's trying to fill the gaps, man. I mean, did you guys see JP Morgan or any of these financials lately? Did you see John Deere, which also reports tomorrow morning? That's been a big move. Look at JP Morgan. Of course, the daily chart's not loading. Wow, I didn't even realize it was back over $200. Look at this. Look at this earnings miss. Thank you. Right back there now taking out all-time highs again for JPM. And then your boy is still in this, so let's go, man. Apes Unite, we talked a little bit about that. Let's just wait to see what happens now as there goes GameStop on a nice move back into 40. Thought it was going to go, did not. Nice little fail up there at 40 bucks again. It gets as high as 40.20, trying to go one more time. Let's see a 42 call on GME back in again, so 41.42. Let's get going here. GME 41.50 coming into play for GameStop. We're only in two positions, man. $4 on game, and then right here the TQs is going to be a pretty good name for us again, but not too much action heading into the close. Oh, there we go. We just got another bid, but anyways, stopped out there, put it right back on, and took advantage of that. So look at the stop orders. This is 6 cents. You know, so we're able to take advantage of that back up to the upside.
For what it's worth, that when the market came down and that imbalance came out, TLT just got bigger. Like the imbalance on the 20-year just it had gone from 5 to 10 and then just paired back off to 5. So that is all over the place. Apple's imbalance got larger as well. It's now 1.9 million to sell on Apple. Remember that was 700,000? So that's only increasing. I'm going to stick around until 55 when I guess things might flip just to see if it does. Apple paired off by, I guess, 130,000 or 1.3 million. It's back down to 600,000, but the market is still tapering off a little bit here. Everything pairs at 350. You just want to see if something sticks around. So Apple paired, TLT did end up pairing off. Would have been more interesting if Apple had continued to grow. I mean, it had gone from 600,000 to 1.9. If at 355 that number grows again, that's usually a shorting opportunity into the close. But I won't be taking any of that. It actually just paired off there on Apple.
Yeah, okay, so all good, man. We're in here now. We just got a great fill there on the TQs as it just came back in again on that little pairing event there, as we just talked about that. So let's now see if we can get something else going. It would just be GameStop. I mean, I'm getting out already. I mean, we almost got out there at 39. We sort of put that as our stop. Then it ripped all the way to 40. Now we only have 4 minutes left. I mean, it could completely crash in again here. We're just having fun now. I will put that stop back in. 38.99, something like that, on a little bit of a break. Oops, it already failed that script, so let me just cancel it and put another one in there. So 38.99 right now for a break on GME. We will get out. Okay, so that order is now in on GME. We'll see if that one wants to fill. I don't know. I hope it does, but who knows? Right there for GME. Cisco coming up on earnings. Riley coming, expecting 56 cents from Cisco. We'll get that coming out for you very, very soon. And I just hope you've had a great time trading today. We've traded, as I've mentioned to you, I've traded, just myself, thousands of shares on GameStop and tens on AMC. We really left AMC alone into the afternoon. But we put on in big, I'd say tens of thousands. Like, we don't really discuss share size, but look how many shares we've traded today. So nice move back down in for them on the downside right now. So good move there for AMC. Did have some good longs today for sure. Maybe the longs were better. And we wrote that down near 5. So let's see if that can come into play one more time. And then GameStop, I'm just going to cancel everything now. My Qs, all of that. I don't need to trigger out of anything. We're pretty much out of it all right now. So the Qs, we only have about 10% left. As now I'm just going to get out. It doesn't even matter right there. So there we go. We get out of the Qs right there at 52.50. Oops, that's still GameStop, my bad. Right there, as we just get back above 50, we'll punch out of that. And then the only thing that's left for me now is GameStop. So we already have that order pending to get out if it breaks lower. So here's GameStop, 36.52. It's been a great trade. There's only now 2 minutes left. Hey, what's up, Sam? Drinks on your Canadian friends. Drinks on my Canadian friends. Well, hey, shout out to you as well there, Sam, and I hope you have a couple drinks. If anybody else is here in the chat, there we go. What's up, Sam? What's up to Ponzi? What's up to John? That's right here as well. Bears versus Bulls. Everybody that's with us here into the close. Good day, man. We traded Apple. Apple's going to be the show's #1 stock today. Greatly done down there at 187. The 190 break was obviously a good stock as well, a good take there, but now we've come back in, so watch out for that. NASDAQ kind of holding out. We traded AMC today. We already talked about that. TQs and then Tesla. Turned out to be a great couple outs to the upside there, but again, failed early. We were down pretty much a lot by the time the day started, and it was only like 9:35. So we started the day off sour, but that sort of sour turned a little sweet by the time we get into the close. So right now there's only a minute and a bit to go. We can all watch GameStop together. I mean, here it goes. Let's see if GameStop can get going. We built this position down there at 36. Huge move back up to the upside right now. So again, we could get out. I'm just trying to play off levels that I'm seeing now. So right there, 38, 39. Like if that breaks, we could get out. Otherwise, let's just see what happens here. Maybe a little bit of a moonshot into the close. I don't know. Can someone market this up into $41, $42, or will it make its way down? Now we are into the last minute of play in this period. So 45 seconds left. Thank you so much for everybody today. Dow 40K, yeah. I mean, I talked about this the other day on the show, NASDAQ versus diamonds, the Dow Jones, and I was saying I thought the Dow could have been a better buy, and that was months ago, but okay, here we go now with only 25 seconds. We still have this trade on GameStop. I'm probably just going to close it here. Let's get out of that GameStop. We have now closed that trade. So here we go. Let's get a countdown on the board now with only 10 seconds left. I just closed it at $39.50. It's a $3.50 winner there for GameStop. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and ring that bell. And there we go. The bell has officially been rung. So that closing bell was sponsored, as you can see, by True Trading Group. Supercharge your trading and hit that QR code today. So there it is right now. Get ready to learn and trade and profit for only 7 days for just $3. It is True Trading Group. Thank you, my guys over there, for sponsoring. I went on True Trading Group a while ago, so go check those guys out immediately. Yeah, out of GameStop right there. Ring the registers on that one. Yeah, good day. You're welcome, Sam, and everybody else. It's been a fantastic day. $66,000 on Bitcoin right now. Let's get over to the... Are we going? Longer. Okay, I mean, hey, I'm used to being here till 4:45, so this is going to be a nice little vacay for me. Let's just watch GameStop here in the aftermarket. GameStop right now trying to hold on and do nothing. Yesterday after hours, we started to see a little bit of a ramp up. I would say if you're trading this in the aftermarket here, we could still be long. I mean, here it's starting to go again. So we just said maybe a potential wrap up. Watch out for a break of 41 now coming on GameStop into the close. So 41, 42 incoming. There it goes. So we got out $1 ago. We knew that there was a potential ramp up right now for GameStop, and there it goes, man. Let's go to everybody there. Again, I hope you took some advice on this, held this into the close, but there it goes, man. Thank you, Chef Joe. Thank you, everybody else. Today, there's still no rest for the wicked, but at least we get a little bit of time off now. So let's go back over there. Thank everybody who's been here, all the viewers, and everybody that's been part of Trader TV Live. Such a great experience. I'm back at 8:30. Now it is the market recap show. Kill them with kindness, guys.
Yes, sir. We're going to kill them with kindness and some activity in the aftermarket because we got Cisco earnings, ADRs. We've got Riley Financial. We'll see. They got a pretty big short float as well. We'll get the Fibonacci Princess on to talk a little, and we'll get to track GameStop, which is still making power moves. Just took that 41 level, as Sean mentioned. Not a lot by way of earnings, but let's be real. Everything today has started and stopped with the memes.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
Oh, yeah.
Were you trading the memes today?
I attempted GameStop. Honestly, proud of myself for trying it. And my issue too is I like the 34 bounce. This is coming around like, I think right before 11. Like the 34 bounce. Missed it. Then tried it. I was like, oh, it'll bounce off again. Didn't happen. So a little bit just disappointed in myself for not getting involved right when I saw it and then trying to force something later. Didn't work out, but it ended up on the day. Was able to work myself out of it. So sometimes you just have to minimize losses there. I know you were involved in BlackBerry.
Look, I was in BlackBerry, GameStop, AMC.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. I actually went to lunch and got stopped out of a wick high on BlackBerry. It would suck, but at the end of the day, and I say this because it's important, like when this is happening, like everybody goes to it. There've been trading styles on the trading floor where like over the years, if there are certain things that are moving and providing opportunities, then everybody's on it. And if you've never traded it before, like so what? Try it because at least you have a learning experience. Because what'll happen is if we have like a squeeze phase and you don't at least try it out and learn a few things trading it, then the next time it happens, you've wasted the experience because you want to be able to trade it that second time through. You know, when we were looking for that bottom the other day in GameStop after the halt, it was because when it did it last time, you know, we knew what we wanted to do with it. So that's what it's all about. I'm glad you're trading it. It is not for the faint at heart, but the opportunities are going to be there. Just checking back in. We're going to get down to obviously some brass tacks with the different sectors, but GameStop still above 41. I'm looking for 42 to break. That was the big level from the morning. It hasn't happened. But if we're going to check back in on the overall market, and maybe what isn't crypto, maybe what isn't, I'm talking about the hotness, NVIDIA, what isn't the meme stocks. Today, silver had its reign.
Oh.
Hi-ho silver up 3.8%. Hey, it's been a hot little moment for them, looking pretty solid. Obviously, if you could look at the sectors, I don't think anybody is surprised to see that SMH is going to be up 3% today. That should surprise absolutely nobody. It was a banger of a day for NVIDIA, approaching that 950, not breaking it, but approaching that $950 level. That was absolutely huge. You had AMD on some strength. Notable with SMH up, you did have some weakness in the space. Now, obviously, ARM is new to the market, but ARM was down. So that does bear watching. You got the XLV, XBI, both strong. Gold lagging silver 1.3 to 3.7. I don't know what that's about. Everyone always tells me that the silver market is corrupt. For what it's worth, I don't put the tinfoil hat on. That's not really my thing. You had Jets down, you had TAN down, you had wheat down. MSOS, the cannabis names were absolutely flat today. So it wasn't all meme crazy. It's like, come on. Cannabis can't go up. Crypto was up today. Dogecoin was doing well. And the meme names are going up. What's up with that, MSOS? You're supposed to join the party too, so it can be an even more fun party, Adara.
Why not? A little bit disrespectful of it to either not get an invite or choose not to come, right? Especially with crypto, as you mentioned, being really strong. I remember CleanSpark was up 10% at like 9:30. It was like, what's happening here? But a lot of the other names joining the party, that not weed.
Yeah, exactly. And we're still waiting on a little bit of, I don't know exactly what time we're going to get this Cisco. If it does end up hitting, we'll let you guys know. It looks like, I mean, to me, if you have the numbers, it looks to me like it should be out. And if it's not out, then somebody done screwed up. So if the earnings are not out on Cisco, then whomever is pumping this thing to the upside is wrong. But there goes CSCO, break of 50, it's into 52. I don't actually have the report just yet, Daryl, whenever you get a chance. You know what, if I go to the Twitter, see, this is the thing, 1 million people will tweet stuff out. So it looks like it's a beat on EPS, at least according to, you've got it? Yeah. Okay, there we go.
So we did get here, we got an EPS beat, so 88 cents versus the expectation of 82 cents. So that definitely is a beat here. Revenue coming in also looks like a beat. 12.7 bill versus 12.53 bill expected. So it looks like a beat from what I'm seeing here across the board. Let's see what else they're seeing here. Seeing 2024 guidance, full year 2024 guidance earnings per share GAAP 246 to 251, non-GAAP 369 to 371. See what else I'm seeing here. Oh, saying the acquisition of Splunk, including financing costs, had a negative impact of 1 cent to non-GAAP per share for the third quarter. So Splunk costs there.
There you go. And Cisco up at 51.9. If you pull out the daily chart, it is a clean breakout through 50. It's been in a downward spiral on the daily chart, and 52.5. 52.5 looks like the big level. If it can punch through that, it's got some serious upside tomorrow. I mean, obviously, we don't usually look at Cisco outside of earnings, so tomorrow's going to be a big day for it if it can punch through the 52.5. Remember, this all started out with a CPI number that was in line that the market liked. So if some tech names and some names start to break out of bottoms, Alibaba's already done that. A name like Cisco can get going. You've had the NASDAQ just got to highs, and there's names that haven't really been participating in the tech space. Cisco has been one of them, so if it starts breaking back out, you can get some catch-up. The way that these bull rallies tend to happen is you get led by all the strong names, and then eventually, when you're breaking out those tops, it's often some other names that start participating in the rally and playing a little bit of catch-up. And if you're only ever looking at the big boys, you're going to miss out. So good look for Cisco there, looking pretty good. Huang family just said in the chat, except Tesla. Oh, well, I mean, not everybody's been up. Tesla's in its own path. I just looked over at the chat. It's like, everyone has to be punking Tesla. Yeah, it's in a downward trend. But at least Tesla, since earnings, has been strong, and it's back above the 50-period moving average for its own. So the earnings are out on Cisco. For now, it's good. Just don't ever overreact to that first move. Yes, it's at 52, but 52.5 is a brick wall that it has to punch through on that daily chart, and we want to respect it. Amazon apparently is pumping to the upside as well. I mean, it could be a little bit of sympathy. Let me just quickly get a look here at Amazon. It's only $1 up. I'd suspect it's probably going to be some sympathy over there. You're going to have a few names that are probably going. Before we get to Tammy, I do want to double check on GameStop. Still at 40, so no break. It did get to 41 after market, but no break at that 42 level just yet. So it looks to me like it's not going to. Yeah, that's going to be a nothing burger. That need to break 42 almost right away. There's the punch through that level on the daily in Cisco. It just got to 53, and the first pullback happens above that 52.5. So far, so good. On earnings, my favorite thing on earnings, Adara, is when a stock starts trading in a new range. And if it doesn't trade in a new range, I tend not to be as excited about it because you can trade inside and have these support and resistance levels, but I want something going somewhere new where people's stops have been run, and then you get some continuation.
Makes sense, yeah. A little bit more interesting there for sure. If you have more levels to play off of than the old range, right? And I guess you could also use the old range as support, resistance, and other levels to play off of.
Yeah, I like it when everyone's having to guess at the new range. When everyone can look at all the same lines in the chart and be like, yeah, this is where the buy is, this is where the sell is, that's not as exciting. When it goes somewhere that everyone's like, what the heck's happening out here, blue skies above, those are the breaks I like to be involved in. But Cisco right back into 52. So it's out and about, up, down, round and round. I mean, that's what it is in earnings season. So just be careful buying tops in the aftermarket. We say this time and time again. You can get yourself in a world of trouble if you're just blindly buying these tops. I think you have to have it early, or you have to wait for things to calm down a little bit. Doge is pulling as well, Havana Woody said. I'm just excited that I saw a quote in our system on Doge, which means I might get to do some beta testing on Dogecoin. I used to love doing beta testing. You try out the new things that are coming into the system, and you get to be the first person to do it. But I know we have Tammy soon. You guys let me know when the Fibonacci Princess, she is locked and loaded and ready to go. So we're back with my favorite baseball fan guest, and that is the Fibonacci Princess. Tammy, are you with me, and how are you doing?
I am doing great. How are you doing, Neil? Great to see you again.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm glad to be here doing it with you one more time. Gonna get to fill in for Sean. Basically, the way it works is like his coaching schedule for baseball is like the Wednesdays and the Thursdays. It works great for me because my daughter has baseball on Tuesdays and soccer on Mondays. So it's easy enough for me to step in. So I think we're gonna get to talk a lot here. And I'm in a good mood because it was a great day of trading the last couple of days on the meme stocks. They're fun and they're also lucrative.
That's awesome. You know, I haven't gotten involved yet, but I'm very interested, to say the least. I am very, very interested. So I definitely have some pulled up for you here today. And whenever you have anything like that, I want to hear about it for sure.
Well, that's what I love, and what's interesting about bringing you on today is what I found a lot of times. You'll have trading strategies, let's just say, that work for your more traditional stocks, for lack of a better term. So, maybe I'm using VWAP retracements on NVDA when it's trending or something like that, or like you'll use Fibonacci's on a host of names. But I've found when the meme stocks go crazy, some of that I'll throw out the window for some pure momentum plays like playing off of halt levels, which is something that it's just literally the price that it happened to halt at. and then if it starts showing support after it reopens, you just literally will buy off of it and go with the momentum. That's very different. I'm not doing that on regular names. So I always wonder what is applicable from your normal trading strategies over to something like a GameStop or AMC, if anything. I mean, is this anything that you've
Well, to be honest with you,
used?
I'm still looking at support and resistance. So for me, I'm still defining my risk with my work. So there's not really anything that's different other than the fact that I know that it could be a lot riskier, obviously. So, but you know, when I'm looking at AMC, I really like that $4 area because it is correlating with the 50 simple moving average. And that 5, which is an EMA, exponential moving average, is above that 13, which is the red exponential moving average. So, you know, as long as your risk is defined, I guess you can take some of those lotto shots. Also, when something's $4, it doesn't seem to have the same sting as when something's obviously a lot more expensive. So AMC's got my attention. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it has had, you know, earnings, you know, worse. I would honestly rather see it have had some earnings where it was doing better and better, obviously. So that is the only red flag that I'm seeing here, is that it doesn't look good. So for me, this is a lottery ticket because I know that even though I've got price around $4, we know that you could wake up in the morning and it's at 60 cents and that it is what it is. You can place stops, but you're going to have slippage sometimes and you need to be able to handle whatever risk you put on.
Yeah, I've actually, a couple of times in the show, I've said, like, if you wanted something adjacent to this whole meme craze, like, it all started because Roaring Kitty was on Reddit, and Reddit's an IPO. They were a solid company that actually has given you a report that the market already liked, and it's going to somewhat go with the meme names. It's not going to give the same kind of percentage moves. Another one I've tried to mention to the viewers is Novavax. They were literally going to go bankrupt, and they got essentially a bailout from Sanofi, and they've got a massive short flow. So those can work. That said, AMC's where the volume is, and you pointed out a level that the $4 level. I tend to agree with you, not just because that's where things have started out from as well, but that $5 level today, Tammy. Like, if you were looking at one price to sort of go with, it basically, I call it liquidity grabbed everyone when it broke the $5 level, meaning anyone that wanted to go short as a day trader. It's like, yay, we're going to go from $5 to $4. Let's work into a short position. Oops. And then it made that higher low right again. So clearly that $5 level has shown you that there's some buyers in there, and some shorts have already gotten burned a couple of times at that particular price. So I feel like tomorrow, that's the first price I'm going to look at. Myself. I'm glad to hear that you like it as well. But I appreciate you saying it is a bit of a lottery ticket. It's a trade, not necessarily a hold.
Yeah, because I mean, this is all based on hype, right? Not really the strength of AMC.
No, 100%. Let's pivot to something which I'm going to hope isn't just about hype, and that's NVIDIA. Now, I've heard a million.
NVIDIA, yes.
Yeah, look, I've heard a lot of people say, okay, AI bubble. And the amount of times I've heard this is finally the top on NVIDIA. NVIDIA is going to die and blah, blah, blah. The bubble's going to burst. There's been some pullbacks in the stock. But the upward trend on like a weekly time frame, they all look like, until the recent one, they all look like drops in the bucket. You know, the last one felt like it could be it. And all we've done is make, like, this is like it's not even a V shape, this is like a Y shape, and you're right back up into those highs. So we're going to get NVIDIA on the 22nd, those earnings, and they've been an absolute rocket ship, almost breaking 950, approaching that 1,000 mark. Again, I'm assuming they're going to have to do a split. What are your thoughts on these earnings coming up, and what levels are interesting to you on, I'd say, the most important stock in the market right now?
Well, I'll be honest with you. So because we were still way above that 200 simple moving average, which is the pink line you see at the bottom, when we hit and held support on the 19th of April, I did tell my clients, you can be a buyer here, but it's going to be an uphill battle because you're going to have resistance from previous swings in the market. But what I say always, the great thing about my work as the Fibonacci princess is that I help you define your risk. And this setup zone was clearly defined at 747 to 755. So it hit, held, okay, and we've had a move up since then. We've had pullbacks off of resistance on the way, only to pull into more support and continue the move up. We are up against some price resistance right now, but to me, it looks like we're trying to push through that. And ultimately, my targets on the upside are 1033 and 1108. Okay, so what I told my clients this morning is I want to see us push through this, which it looks like it could happen tomorrow. Then look for a pullback for more price support to enter the trade, and then you can use these targets on the upside as your targets. And the great news is at this point, we've gotten through the uphill battle. We've got all the moving averages on our side. There's still plenty of time to make profit in NVIDIA. All you need to do is make sure you define that risk. And I'll show you, this is what I do. I do this live in my room. I have up 8 charts, and one of them is the NVIDIA 30-minute chart. And here's an opportunity. Here's where my clients have gotten 2 opportunities recently, one on the 9th of May and one on the 13th of May, to get involved in this move up if they missed that initial bounce on the 19th of April. So this is what I do. Your risk was clearly defined here at 882. Then we pulled back, made a higher high, so I had more risk at 885. And, you know, off of both of those swings, we've met the targets on the upside. Of course, you have different targets on different time frames. That larger swing, these were the targets. For that smaller swing, these were the targets. So getting a little extended here on the 30-minute chart, and we're up against some daily resistance. So like I said, I'd like to see us push through this, then get a nice pullback similar to the ones we've had before. And we continue that move up.
So just one question. I mean, obviously, this is a trade that's working for you right now, and for anybody that's been following along with your system. So anytime someone's technical in their system, it's like, okay, we get here, we do this, this is my risk, this is where my stop is, you've got your profit targets, it's all laid out. You've got a plan. It's just following along the plan, which is fantastic. So my question to you would be, they do report next week. Is there anything, do you ever adjust, like would you move a stop up now that it's in the money because the earnings report's coming out? Would you say, well, we're in the money, do I want to move up my take profit even higher because the report's coming out and I'm already in the money? Do you adjust things the day before or a couple of days before earnings?
Well, you know how I am about earnings. I don't sit through earnings, but I think we will continue to have a run into earnings. But yes, I always say, please trail up your stops, lock in that profit. You never know what's going to happen, right? And it is getting extended on the lower time frame charts. So yeah, I would say, hey, listen, you're never going to go broke taking the green, right?
I love that. So I guess I'm saying it wrong because I always say no one ever went broke taking profit, but you can't go broke taking the green. I like that. Profit green.
That's why we make the extension targets green, because they mean take your money here. You're getting extended. Or it's time, we could have a pullback. And many moves tend to terminate at extensions of prior swings. And that's why those numbers are what they are. This number is 1.272 extension of that low. And then the next one is the golden ratio, 1.618. So 618 and 1.618 are your golden ratios.
Ooh, now you're getting all math on us with the golden ratio. In my house, to teach my daughter the concept of nonlinear movement to a 7-year-old, we wrote down basically the actual Fibonacci sequences there. It's one of those. It's just a nerd thing because she was talking about patterns, and it's really difficult to understand. Like she can do like 1, 2, 4, 8. Like it's that simple. But when you start looking at the actual Fibonacci sequence, it's just a different type of nonlinear movement that she can wrap her head around, and she sees the curve. She doesn't get it, but I think she understands growth a little bit better after she's watched it. I love it when you talk that, and you're getting a lot of love in the chat. Rivian Millionaire, calm down, buddy.
My dermatologist didn't even know what Fibonacci was, and I started trying to tell him, and he was like, oh, okay, all right. If your daughter slightly understands, she's doing better than my dermatologist.
But you know what? In the markets, if you want to make money in the markets, it's really important to not only think linearly, and you have to have exponential movement and that kind of a brain. It's so important, whether it's investing or whether it's trading, to understand when things start to really explode, like the force of nature. It's like that's why things compound. That's why moves accelerate. There is an actual reason behind it. That's why we love your work, Tammy. And look, NVIDIA I know is top of mind for everybody. And so I'm going to put you on the spot. Usually it's every couple of weeks that we're back. So I'm going to get to talk to you after NVIDIA earnings, where it can't lose now your last call on NVIDIA, but maybe we'll get to see post-earnings an approach for NVIDIA. I think that'll be interesting as well, because now that you've already had the run, it's like a what's next moment for them. Of course, that remains to be seen.
Absolutely. And something else that I want to do definitely is take a look at what's going on the monthly chart and see what I see there also. Because I'll be honest with you, if we start just, getting a little bit too crazy to the upside, I'm going to start looking for there to be a bigger pullback, because I also like to look at much higher time frames. I mean, I look at anything from a monthly chart to a 1-minute chart.
Yeah,
So
and
I can get as macro or micro as you want.
I mean, looking just for a brief second, I'm going to keep you here for a minute. Looking at that monthly chart, I see exactly what you're getting at. Because if you look at this last move up, it's gotten so far extended. Like the last push is up. Like at least when you made that last break, and I'm talking about mid-2023 in here, it didn't extend too far away from the previous high. And then it consolidated. This has been very, very different, this last little rally. And if we do push 1,000, I mean, yeah, it does get a little crazy. That said, you have to have a very good plan of action if you want to short this name.
Yeah, and hey, listen, here's the thing. I'm not saying short it. I'm saying don't step out. I don't encourage people to step out in front of freight trains. I tell my husband that all the time, because he'll see something going straight up and he wants to short it, and I'm like, I don't have a short setup for you. I did not tell you to short it. I told you that I would start getting a little nervous about buying when it's so extended.
Yeah, that's of course important. I always just say that because we have the viewers out there. If we're like, we're trimming some NVIDIA, I don't like buying these highs. It's a short, let's go. It's not the same thing. You can not want to buy something, but that doesn't mean that you want to short it. There's two very different things. So before we get you out, before we get you out of here, Tammy, of course, thank you for everything that you do. The crowd absolutely loves you as usual. But is there anything that you want to leave us with here? You've already dropped a wealth of knowledge. Of course, everyone can find you at Trader Tammy on the X machine. And of course, your class is available in your system, available to anybody to catch those in video winners. But is there anything else that we haven't hit on that you wanted to touch on?
I'll tell you, I did like this setup on GameStop. I mean, I don't know that I'm getting involved myself, but for those of you that are out there that are really interested, I like anywhere from 21 to 31, but I really like that 618, that golden ratio number with symmetry around that 30-31 area. I have been looking at plug. I think it's kind of interesting. And we've got that 50 moving day average that's correlating with that $3 area. So I think that's kind of interesting also.
Well, you've made a lot of people happy to identify levels on both GameStop, but also Plug, which was on our watch list this morning, and then I think it disappointed when the meme stocks actually caught a bid, and then then Plug Power actually did not. It was some Faraday Future that ended up going. But thank you for that look, because I know there were a lot of people trading Plug this morning, and I feel like there was a lot of bamboozlement, for lack of a better term, in that name. So you want to find some levels that you can actually trade off of.
I've been kind of surprised about it also, but there again, it's pretty inexpensive. So I would risk all the way down to that $2.50 area, and if it goes below there, I think we'll either take out that low from the 25th of April or at least retest it. So at least I'm giving you some stuff, and I'll put these on on Twitter, X, at TraderTammy1. You can see, I'll post all these charts for y'all.
Oh, we appreciate that so much. I know the viewers are going to appreciate that as well. And that 250 bottom, right around the earnings low that it just put in. So they reported, and it was 241 that was the bottom. So you get that confluence as well. So you spotted a good one there, Tammy.
Yeah.
Once again, there she is, the Fibonacci princess. Thank you so much for coming through. Enjoy talking to you. I can't wait to do so again, hopefully in a couple of weeks. And best of luck going into the NVIDIA earnings. Obviously, can't turn into a loser, but can always turn into a bigger winner, right? That's a lot of fun.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you so much for having me again, and I'll talk to all of you soon. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much, Tammy, and appreciate everybody with the fantastic comments in there in the chat. Great guest, super smart, has a system, knows their system, and trades their system. No matter whether you're a day trader, swing trader, long-term investor, if you have a plan of action, you've just got to follow it. If you took the time to develop it, you might as well take the time to stick with it. Truer words couldn't be spoken, Adara.
I like that. Yeah, that's something I definitely want to try to adapt to my own trading plan as well. Thank you so much as well to Bears versus Bulls for putting Tammy's link there in the chat so you can take a look at that as well. Thank you so much, Trader Tammy, Fibonacci Princess, for coming on here.
I've done it again. Like, I feel like I wanted to review some things. Like, I had the plan, we'll talk to Tammy, but then she drops a bunch of science, and then you just want to sit there and listen. When people have something to teach you or talking, I just take the moment to want to listen to what they're saying, and I'm not even looking at the clock. So apparently it's already 4:29. We did go over, I want to quickly maybe double check Cisco for everybody there. We did go over the meme names. It's not like we didn't talk about them, so at least we went over that. Oh, really? Cisco's still holding that 52, so underneath that 52.5, but it's still holding on to 52 even. But let's get a roll call before we got to get out of here, have a little bit of fun. First off on the roll call, shout out to Adara for trading the meme stocks, because I'll tell you this, and it's not to name names, but like not everybody that sits on the floor will watch these things go around crazy and want to take the opportunity to win and lose or draw trading them because it's just moving around too fast. You've got to take your shots.
Yeah.
You just have to do it because otherwise the next time they come around, you're just not going to be able to do them. So first one, shout out to you. Second one, shout out to Bears versus Bulls, the best moderator in the world. We can do it twice for him. And we have a big family out there. But I'm starting with Huang family, who just said NVIDIA price target 12.50. I'm down with that. So we'll start the roll call with you. Monty G, what up? Love you. Comp SRX, that's awfully nice of you to say. The only two people that think that are my wife and my daughter, and now you. Neil has a nice smile. A couple of people say it. I think I have a terrible smile. Thank you very much. You're very nice. Just in time, Doge is getting hot, and we got the quote at Real Trading. I'm excited for that. Charlie Taft, Toilet Brush, what up? Sebastian, what up? Rivian Millionaire, Krishna in the house, Chase Bands, Mike Pena, BGZ, Let's Go Meme Stonk Season, Ollie, T Daddy, Bears versus Bulls. We know we love you already. We'll say it 3 times. Mark L, Havana Woody, what up? More Dogecoin love. Everybody really likes Dogecoin, and it's going to be interesting when we start to trade it because we've really only had Bitcoin and we trade some Coinbase, but we're going to get Doge in the system at some point. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. Q emotionally damaged. Emotional damage. Comp SRX. We already said you, Sebastian, but we'll say it a second time. John Knox in the house. Fosholi. Bristol in there. William James. Tammy is in the chat saying a thanks to everybody. Oh my goodness. She's brilliant and she's kind as well. It's not even fair. DJ Marshall, 4L Taz, S. Samuel, Michael P, M.O., Janik Patel, what up? NYC Urbanista, what up? MF. I don't know why Nightbot's still doing stuff, but we got the markets streaming the dashboard right now, apparently. Bright Awakening, TH, Elon Musk loves Doge. Yes, he does. He needs to get the stock price up. Let's focus on that. Elon, I want my Tesla shares going higher. Francis Dela Cruz in the house, the Piper, and I'm a little bit out of breath, and it's 4:30. Whew. There we go. A little bit of roll call action. A fantastic guest as always. The crypto names were moving. Everyone's watching that Dogecoin, and the meme stocks have been going ham. Adara, oh my goodness. And we still have Walmart earnings tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah. Walmart tomorrow morning, JD tomorrow morning, Baidu tomorrow morning. So if you're looking for retail or some Chinese EV, or not Chinese EVs, Chinese ADRs, the market will have you covered. So definitely stay tuned. Thank you so much, Neil, for hosting the market recap here and killing it with that roll call.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't even remember Baidu, JD. I totally forgot about those names. That's why Adara's on point, and she'll have all of that recap for everybody tomorrow morning before we even start our day trading. That's what the family does here. We're back at 8:30 to trade these meme names, earnings names, crypto names. whatever, Faraday Future or Future Faraday, whatever the heck FFIE is, we'll trade that sucker too. We're Trader TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. I never get that name right.
It's weirdly fair.